Hey everybody, this is Grimcad, and we are back with some more D&D Wednesdays. I still did not think of a name for it because, well, that is not high on my priorities at all. I think we're going to be jumping pretty much right into it just from the get-go after a real quick introduction of everybody. Again, I'm Grimcad, I am your DM. Say hi, Janeon.
Yo.
Say
Sorry.
hi, Adrian.
Hello.
Say hi, Guts.
Morning, everybody. Hope your day's going better than mine so far.
Say hi, Rick.
Hello.
And today, unfortunately, for now at least, Tadpole is not joining us today. He may be back on later, not entirely sure. So last time, some things happened. But honestly, not too many things happened. Let's see. Last time a lot happened. There was a, sort of plot to get the people from the jail cell out, the old adventuring party, or other adventuring party that we had seen, and we were going to, frankly, scapegoat them for some of the notorious deeds that we have been doing, or had been doing. We managed to break them out without much trouble. They killed a guard. It might have possibly been the guard that everybody liked. I don't think everybody liked him, but even still, it was not the main guard. Then we were waiting for them north of the city, and then they did not show up. We took a small party, I guess, of guardsmen, a patrol of militiamen and a guardsman up north to see the Kuthric for themselves in their tunnels. Couple of them died, and a couple of them are coming back, and I believe that is exactly where we are picking up right now. We are on the way home. We've slung our dead members on there, and we are sort of running from the Kuthric, although they don't really seem to be chasing us as much as they have been chasing us before, certainly. There aren't any big baddies coming after us anyway. So, we're probably about a mile or so away from the city. We're coming down south from the north, of course. And I want a perception check from everyone, please. Ugh. We're still sort of far away from it, but Rick and Adrian, you guys can notice that there is smoke coming from the city again.
Did they set another fucking fire? Jesus Christ.
Is it just me, or does this happen a lot?
No, it seems to happen a lot.
They have one go-to method that is apparently fire.
Set fire to everything that moves.
Maybe these people wouldn't be the best to take back to the city.
I mean, I think we just wanted to cause issues and kill off guards. But they're homing probably merchandise too in this case. We should hurry back. I have some water magic that, put out fires.
But are we gonna get thrown in jail this time?
It was your fault. You outside the gate when it happened with other guards that saw you do. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, we were outside the gate again. Maybe it must have been us.
So you continue the rest of the journey, and you make your way to the city. As you're coming from the north, you can visibly see that a good portion of the northern part of the city is on fire. It's certainly raging much harder than the smaller fire that was set on before. You can't, obviously see into the city very well because of the bone wall, but, you can see the flames raising up above it, and you can see the volume of smoke coming from it. So this is a pretty serious thing. There's no one on the gates as you get down to it. And you can pass in through the gates without any trouble whatsoever if you so wish.
4 footprints. Precisely 3 sets of footprints running away from the city. What do you want me to roll?
Well, I want you to tell me what you're doing first.
Like they're running out of the city. Like three sets of them.
Huh?
Because there's 3 people, they set the fire, presumably. So this is probably how they get out of the city. So I want to see if there's any footprints belonging to them.
I mean, it's... it's the city gate. There's lots of footprints.
So put the fire out, I guess. Then.
Yeah, what if we put the fire out and then just go to where we told them to wait for?
I doubt they're waiting for us.
They wouldn't wait for us.
It is still noonish or so in the day. So, the deal to meet with them was, what was it? At midnight or so, yeah. So it's probably a bit weird for them to be...
if they actually meet Tadpole north of the city at midnight, I would be surprised personally. But hey, check it out, I guess.
In all fairness, it would be a really bad idea for them to meet us at midnight.
But who knows? Maybe they're stupid. They did set fire to the city a second fucking time. But yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
put that out.
speaking of, can you actually do enough water to deal with that? That looks like a pretty big...
No, but I can help.
Things are certainly raging. People are not paying attention to you so much. I assume everyone's sort of going towards the fire at this point. I mean, we've got our guards along with us. They're certainly encouraging you to. But are we doing that, or are we doing something else?
I would also assume I would all be going towards the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume we should probably go towards the fire and see what's the actual deal.
So we get there towards the northern part, and we see there's a bunch of buildings. This is pretty much the market district. They've been set on fire. Things are blazing. People are starting to go about forming bucket chains and all that, and it looks like there's a couple of guardsmen struggling towards the north side of the wall. You'd know at this point that chances are they're looking to open up the wall to get easier access to the river, but it certainly looks like they're having some issues doing so.
Okay. So Rick, you're the strong boy. Go help them move the wall. You know how the amulet works, right? Make it a DC
not
15
really,
strength
but I know it
checks.
tests your strength.
Yeah. To move it. So you're the strong lad. Go help them.
I will. I'll go help the guards try and open the wall if they let me.
So you go up to them, and there's really one person who has the amulet and is trying to do that, but there's at least two guards there. One seems to be sort of doing the time-honored tradition of offering encouragement by watching silently. And he sees you approach, and he goes, those people who escaped, they've set the damn city on fire. Again!
Yeah, I can see that. Let's just... Do you need some help with the dam you're holding the wall open? Let's deal with this fire. If we see those people again, they're dead.
Yeah, well, frankly, we're struggling with it a little bit. We're not supposed to do this, but... Alright, we need you right now. And he sort of presses the amulet into your hands. You just hold it, and you sort of will it to move. What we're trying to do is we're trying to just move the wall about 5 feet in either direction so we can get through it, so we can get a bucket chain through.
Well, I'll just hold on tight to the amulet and, as hard as I can, think at the wall to...
Alright, give me a strength check, please. It is just a straight strength. Well, that certainly works. So basically what you can do is once you make your, 15 plus DC check, you can command the wall to do like an action. You command it about 5 feet sections at a time. They can be anything from move to attack to whatever. But in simple things. You can move it about what a creature's normal movement range would be. So you can move it, 30 feet or so. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is actually wrestling with it and then getting it to do what you want. So we've got... There might be some things on this map already, yeah. Oh, background layer. So we've got this wall, basically in front of us. And you are obviously where you are. We're on the inside of the city, and then obviously the outside of the city is the outside of the city. So you can make these sections move however you wish. The question is, what do you want to do with it? Right now, it's you, a handful of guards, and maybe one or two onlookers, too. I assume the rest of the party is more or less trying to get the fire control using their own methods. However, if anybody wishes to be with Rick, they can be.
Well, yeah, I think I'll try and help put it out. I don't know, just grabbing buckets and throwing water.
Sure. Sort of dismantling neighboring buildings, all that kind of thing, putting up sandbags, blah, blah, blah.
That sort of thing, yeah.
Adrian, I'm assuming you're trying to, water out the fire as much as possible.
I can do about 200 feet of extinguishing, and then I'm just going to be using my cantrip to throw dirt on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's still 5 cubic feet of dirt, though, so,
Yeah. So I guess the question is for Janeon. Do you want to go about trying to put the fire away, or would you like to be around with Rick? And there are actually not this many people around either. There's, like I mentioned.
Well,
Janeon, you should.
I
manage
was
the fire.
actually thinking of seeing if we can weaken the city a little bit more at this moment. So if there's like any buckets of oil or something like that, Janeon non-thinkingly but actually thinkingly kind of throws a bucket or two of oil onto the fires.
Like, oil probably wouldn't be around, but you can certainly have some efforts to try to make this fire worse while looking like you're trying to put it out, you know.
Yeah. I maybe want, to see a couple more houses damaged or fire spread to, but to look like I'm trying to stop it.
Okay. For that, I want you to give me... Let's see.
Let's get that one.
Alright.
Give me a deception roll with advantage.
Deception roll. Jesus.
Deception.
Oh, man.
We get advantage on it because obviously for the hectic nature of everything that's going on. So yeah.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Oof.
It's much better than it could have been.
A couple of extra houses burned down, and I don't get arrested for making it worse.
Yay. I wonder if the excuse is he is a goblin, sir, would hold up.
He doesn't understand how fire works.
Yeah. I mean, goblins are just like small trolls, aren't we? Oh, wait, no, trolls are weak to fire.
All right, so Rick, this section of wall is basically in your command. What do you want it to do? Simple actions.
Rick would probably just be thinking about moving it as far away as he possibly could. So can he just like launch it out as far?
Like move out further, something like this?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. Without a problem, you can have it move out like as far as it'll go. I don't know if that was actually 30 feet, but yeah, okay, that was a little bit longer than 30 feet. But yeah, you can have this section of the water, or not water, wall, come forward. Do you want it to leave it there, or do you want to open up another section, or anything else with it? Right now, you've got the amulet in your hand, and they're not looking like they want to pull it away from you.
I mean, I think for the moment, if it lets them, get through, I'll just leave that one segment out. But if it's starting to look like, there's not enough space for heaps of people to get through, I'll start trying to move.
As it is right now, they could probably form a line of a single person being in the middle and sort of bucket chaining like that, but no more people could get through right there.
Oh, I'd probably be trying to move more than,
okay.
Realistically, you got to get some more space for them to.
Go ahead and give me one more strength check, then. Well, pretty much the same thing. You want the section of the wall to go towards the other one?
Yeah.
Idea. Since they see Rick moving the wall so effortlessly, maybe we can get him an amulet so he can, quote-unquote, help push the wall down. And then we just have a wall attached here and there and start attacking people. Later, of course, not now.
All right. So there's a pretty large gap now. People can get in and out of the city fairly easily. Here's what I want. I want some opposing roles. We've already established that Janeon is doing his thing and can pretty much do his thing from whatever. But everybody else is actively trying to, put out this fire. So let me get just a straight D20, 1-to-1, from Janeon and from Guts. Adrian, your thing is more magical, so, you're not...
I'm OP.
Oh, yes. 19.
Okay.
The city is burning down, motherfuckers.
Alright, so I am looking for...
It's me, just too focused on the wall to worry about.
He's like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
a certain number.
I'll just get to closing the wall, turn around, and the entire city will be ashes thanks to...
Exactly how it will.
He just wanted to cook the fire,
He's just standing there like, right, who's cooking now?
I can cook so much on this fire.
So there's good news, and there's bad news.
Yay.
And I'm not sure which is more pertinent for you all or not.
Tell us anyways.
Bad news first.
This is certainly bad news for the people living in the town.
Yes.
The
Janeon's too good
flame
at his job.
spreads to the section. Basically, the entire marketplace is now in blaze. But the areas past that, on the other side of just the road, are under control. It looks like everything's going to get lost from the market section, or that chunk of the market section. Everything in this sort of grayish color. Let me make sure we're on the same map. Okay. Everything in this grayish color is, more consumery goods and all that. But this entire northern section is going to be burning. And it's pretty much, yep, that's going to burn down. Not much we can do about it.
It could have been saved, but some of the fires just seemed to get bigger.
I was like a few levels higher, I'd just sneak some in a fire element and they'd be like, oh no, it came alive, run. But no, we're not there yet.
Still waiting on his Scully men's expects to summon fire elemental.
If I had skeletons, I would have them just run out of the fire, attack people.
And it looks like we're here, peace.
How can we make this even worse?
So everyone, and when I mean everyone, I mean all the townsfolk, are pretty much gathered at where the blaze is now. Obviously, you don't see something like this happen every day, so even if they weren't putting out the fire, and most people were, I should hasten to say that, well, everyone's gathered at this point. Eckert comes up to you. He's panting, he's sweating, he's been visibly burned. He seemed to be doing a lot of the firefighting himself. He was getting close, one of the closest people to the fire as he was throwing things in. So he's definitely worse for wear. And he comes up to you and... Thank you. Thank you so much. This could have been much worse without your help.
I want to pop him a cold healing potion.
He readily takes it. Thank you, friends. Well, I think we'll be moving the city some, taking the time to do it. Sometime in the future, perhaps get the river inside the city proper. This is this has been ridiculous.
No, we do have a better idea, especially with circumstances north of us.
Right,
If you,
your city, but I don't think now's the time for that. Look, I've got to figure out what's going on right now. How many we've lost in this? Just keep on going. I'll be ready for a report from you all soon. I just need to find out what's happened right now.
Perhaps we can all talk about things tonight after we've all settled down. Town hall at the pub, maybe?
Look, I'd be doing you a disservice if we didn't just hear you out. We'll try to organize something tonight, but I'll be honest, we'd much rather... Look, this can all last a little bit longer. This conversation can happen a little bit later. Let me make sure everything is going as it is. These embers are still obviously burning. We have to make sure those 3 aren't around again to cause any more issues.
Just see Janeon in the shadows carefully fanning one of the embers.
I'm sure with the distraction, they're long gone by now. They'd be stupid otherwise. Though I doubt even with their connections, burning a city down twice isn't going to look good for whoever the hell pays them.
I couldn't even imagine. Alright, so Rick, they ask you, the 2 guardsmen, they thank you profusely, and then they ask you to move the wall back.
No, I don't think I will.
well, who has the power now? Runs off giggling like a schoolgirl.
Can I start moving the rest of the wall in on the city? I'll just move the segments over.
You're gonna go ahead and move the wall back?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it because we're not in sort of a dire time right now anymore.
Is there any way I can, like, while I have the amulet on me, is there any way if I can tell the wall to not attack and then get close?
Sure, you could most definitely test that out. That one, however, will require a test. And what we're going to do is you're going to do it, and then you're going to make the roll, okay? Because it's no fun if you know you fail right off.
Alright.
So, go ahead and make your test.
It is a strength check?
Yep, just a straight strength check. Okay, well. You most definitely make it not attack you. It gives you a little high five as you come up to it. And then you know it's this whole complicated fist bump thing with just a random arm that comes out. So yes, you can control it to the point where you can make it not attack you.
That is good to know.
And
Can
then,
you
go ahead, sorry.
Can you like just straight up control it, like beyond that? Like how far have we found out at any point how far they can take the wall or a piece of wall?
I know I can move it 30 feet, but I'm not sure if that was just because of how long I had, or if that's just physically how far.
Yeah, that's what I was asking Grim, because we may have even been told at some point in our...
You would not have been told. They would not have, really tested or experimented with it. Yeah, they would just have assumed, this is the way it is.
Would I know how long the range to use the amulet is, since I casted Identify on it? I know everything. Like, can he control the wall 100 feet away, 200 feet away? Like, what's the range on that?
Got you. Not something that I had written into it, because obviously I hadn't planned for it. But I'd say you'd have to be within 60 feet.
Okay.
Okay, well, now that brings up a question, Rick, for you. Do you want to take this time to do some testing, or do you want to go ahead and put it back like you're supposed to?
Well, it depends what the guards around me are doing, really, because I would actually really like to know what I can, like, most of the things I can do with this wall. But if the guards are, like, standing around staring at me like, hey, can we have our amulet back? I'm totally going to give...
They kind of are, yeah. I mean, at this point, all the people have come back in the city who was making bucket chains and all that. And they've asked you to put the wall back, and so they're just kind of milling about. They are very obviously amicable towards you. I mean, people aren't suspect of you in any way, shape, or form right now.
Yeah, I'll probably just give them the amulet back. I think the old...
Okay.
Just start high-fiving the wall. They might think I'm working with it or something.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty impressive bit of control that you have over it. Even though it's just raw strength, there's no one around as... I almost said strengthy. As strong as you. So, it's a bit of finesse that you have with it. And it's impressive.
I'm going to steal that word from now.
Strengthy.
Strengthy.
Oh, you're so strengthy.
I am the strengthiest man in town.
I don't believe I've ever said I was a smart man. Okay, so at this point, we've sort of spoken with Eckert, and he's somewhat receptive of having a town meeting hall, but not super into it. As you go to... Well, here, let me ask you this. Do we want to have... Are we rubbernecking this burning part of the city, or are we going about our day?
What do you mean, rubbernecking?
Sitting around watching just like everybody else.
I think we should find the rat folk and make sure they start talking things up about moving among people.
Yeah. They are not far from you. They are basically watching on at this point. You do notice that none of them actually took much effort to help. There might have been one or two little things like, oh, here, let me get this bucket. So they were seen and people could say, oh, they're helping. But they were certainly not helping.
I mean, I also agree that I would be wanting to know where the rat people and make sure they're okay and everything. But I also kind of want to loot them. And I kind of know that Tadpole would too, let's face it. Seeing as they're half a step away from a kleptomaniac.
Loot the rat folk, or loot the buildings and the people and all that?
Yeah, pick through the buildings and what's left.
If anyone asks, you're just trying to save stuff.
Exactly. But if I see anything pretty, it'd get saved into my pocket.
At this point, it would not be safe to do so, because it's still, we're watching it burn down this section. You could go back later after the fire is down, but chances are there wouldn't be a ton of valuables. Now, if you want, you can go make an effort to do it. But like I said, it's probably not safe.
Hey guys, where'd the goblin go? Oh shit, he got killed by a falling, flaming...
Well, Janion's not that stupid. I don't know about Tadpole, but Janeon isn't going to go into the fire for loot. But he is going to be watching the fire and cooking. And to cook, he's going to make another small campfire, just like kind of obliviously playing with this campfire after watching the city burning down.
Send Rick in, he's fireproof.
Like, he basically is.
Rick, go steal things.
Go loot everything.
Is the building still on fire?
Don't worry about that.
Because that's the only reason you'd need me to do it.
Everything's fine. It's just fine. This is fine.
But yeah, I'm going to check on the rat people, and then Janion's probably going to mosey back and just watch the remnants of the fire and have some dinner, because we haven't actually stopped to eat or anything for quite a number of hours.
Getting on towards evening now.
Yeah, I mean, we skipped 4 meals.
I was very worried about this.
Have you? I don't know if you've skipped that much.
I think
if you're going by hobbits or goblins, yes.
Fair, alright. Fair enough.
We missed second dinner, okay? and third lunch. You can't skip third lunch.
Yeah, pretty sure we missed 11sies.
When's second breakfast?
So the rat folk, as I mentioned before, are not far. They've been doing a fairly good job mingling with the townsfolk. Now that you're actually sort of quote-unquote off duty for the town and you're watching them, they're doing a decent job of integrating into their lives. They're there with cool water for people who are doing things. They're patting and consoling people who have lost things. They're certainly trying to make themselves indebted. Now, as I mentioned, they didn't really do anything to keep the town from burning, but now that the aftermath is around, they're certainly trying to make sure that they know, they being the rest of the town, know that they are the good guys.
Rat hugs.
Say what?
Fluffy rat hugs.
And I also should probably mention that Kives, the one with all the dire rats and the Crenshaw and stuff, has been more or less missing this entire time. You have not seen him nor his animals, probably any, even after all the rat folk and the caravan moved into this city.
I can bring that up, I guess. But where is good old Troll?
You can find Troll without much, effort.
Okay.
Do we have any clue if the loss has made it back?
Do you know if Elas has made it back? You do not.
He would be gone for another day or two, wouldn't he?
This is about the time where he should be coming back.
Okay.
Pretty much any day now.
Kives go with him, or is that somebody else? They just had a random rat folk with him?
I believe they just sent a random couple of people with him. I don't think they sent anyone important. I could be mistaken. I didn't write it down, to be honest.
I just assumed all the name ones.
I'm not sure if he even took anyone.
He did take some rat folk, at least one.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gone alone. I mean,
if he went alone, he probably got sniped.
Yeah. Again, since I didn't write it down, we'll say he took Vex with him. I mean, Vex is pretty competent.
Alright.
Yeah, she kind of is.
Yeah, better than Scarg.
Skark's pretty competent. He's just sort of an idiot, too.
And
my
not
Scark
quite as competent as Vic.
You with Zush.
Zush, again, would have been hanging out with the rat folk.
It's fine.
You
Long
know,
as she wasn't some.
Yeah, they've taken pretty well care
Cool.
of her. I mean...
Too well.
Just like Grimcad comes back with the she died in the fire, but only the extra fire that Janeon.
Oh, no.
Janeon would kill himself.
And then we have a new bugbear paladin or something. Are they the one with the stretchy arms, or is that hobgoblins? I think it's bugbears.
Stretchy arms? I don't...
They have like extra reach to the arm as a racial feature, so they have like a +5 hit space or something.
Well, I'm not sure.
I think it's hobgoblins.
Alright. But anyway, Chol and Kif find you. As you're presumably looking for them. He gives you a nod and asks you how your day is.
Oh, you know, scouting went fine. The Kruthwick one-shot kill any of the guards. You know, we had a nice little roast over there, nice barbecue. How are you doing today?
Not bad. It's been a eventful day, to say the least. So, thoughts and ideas?
I did mention we wanted to hold a town hall meeting tonight at the tavern, since it is the usual meeting place, and this horrible tragedy has happened, as long as the imminent threat from the north, which I don't think they get, the fact that we've been doing most of the work for that. But no, those guards got shredded by that Kruthwick. They should not be fighting those. I think if one High Lord got in the city, they'd probably wipe out most of the militia.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Well, that's bad for them, but frankly somewhat good for us. I've got Lorkt and Gabriel happen to be setting up the tavern anyway. There's some things that we can do that we thought it would be important to try out. You're wanting to have a meeting, well, is frankly fortuitous.
Oh, are you setting up all the nice items and stuff tonight?
Something like that. We'll be having some entertainment. And
Yes, fire strippers.
What?
there's a bit of magic that goes into this entertainment. It should hopefully make people a bit more perceptive to what we're putting out there.
On that note, has the escort with Alas arrived back yet?
Not yet, but again, it should be fairly soon. Vex isn't one to dilly-dally.
Send corks out.
On that note, I don't mind, hope you don't mind me asking, but I haven't seen, was it Kives who set out character?
Yes.
I haven't seen Kives around. I don't suppose he's scouting about and stuff like that.
He is. You wouldn't know Kives very well, but he's not much for the city. Of course, he's somewhere not far. He's been working on training these creatures with the skull faces. And of course, he's been saying something about getting a couple of breeding pairs of those teleporting rabbits, of course. He thinks he's finally found a way to trap them and make them, well, tame. And not to, well, diminish your efforts, but it's always important to have our own scouts out there. And, well, you've been doing a very good job. I would hasten to say we trust him a little bit more.
And if I look around and see if anyone's in earshot, if anyone happens to lead some of the crew thing back while, we're all not paying attention to things, but we're all talking, that's just another thing that, could happen.
It would be a terrible thing if that were to happen.
But yeah, I'd rate the hatchlings to be 2-to-1 guard. The adults could probably take half the squad. The High Lords could decimate them.
And do you know numbers, or is that still somewhat up in the air?
Do I have an estimation based on is there any nesting facts in the bestiary I read? Like Hive Lords are probably rare and stuff like that, I assume. We killed about 8 of them?
Yeah, you have killed about 8. Chances are there's not too many of them left. Now, you're not exactly sure why this hive is migrated, and that's sort of the important thing to know.
My main issue is I'm assuming there's probably a dozen or 2 Hive Lords, but they threw them at us, so I'm kind of feeling they have a lot of numbers. If they just threw basically the Royal Guard at us, you know what I mean? So
that would mean that the matriarchs close by then.
That I'm assuming.
We'd expect. It's either that or the hive is just that big, which it would probably be more likely considering their tracks go literally all over the countryside.
I'm presuming, and just a rough estimate, there's probably at least 100 or so adults and probably a few hundred young ones, give or take.
Yeah.
I'm not asking out of character. That's about, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm afraid that's not information I'm going to give you.
But, if we're going off Hive Lords on Porn, a lot of Hive Lords is a bigger hive, and there's probably a lot of other ones. If that's a reasonable estimate, you think I could make with an Arcana check, maybe? With that?
Not
or an intelligence check?
Even with the information that you've gotten, it doesn't really go into their ecology. It's more how do you kill them, yada yada yada, for the most part. I mean, it goes into what they eat, because that's something that's really observed and easily observable. But further than that, it would take more study.
Well, then I'd just say, based on the amount of hive lords they have, I'd say they probably have a pretty big hive, and they definitely have enough to basically erase the town off the map.
Well, that's both good and bad, I suppose.
I'm sure you'd all be fine, and we could too. Us, we're basically 1 hive lord each.
Yes, but that would make for a somewhat unprofitable trip, mind you.
Last session out of character, I did offhandedly mention, we're leaving soon. I think you mentioned one of the guards picked up about that or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mention that to Troll?
Yeah, that somebody picked up, yeah.
Oh no, I'm Troll. I think they're thinking we're staying a few months or something. I offhandedly mentioned that if we were leaving soon, and one of the guards was worried about it. They thought we were staying for a lot longer.
Ah, yes, I suppose we haven't done our due diligence and let them know just how long we'll be staying, or not staying in this case.
Point fact is, if they think we're leaving probably about 10 days, then they might be more worried.
Yes. And it might be worth having some of us leave now, even. It's always hard to tell. The tricky part with a group this size isn't getting them to the city. Typically, it's getting them in the city that can be the issue.
Why don't you set up some camps in the southern forest? Everyone's focused north. So that if we need them, they can come back quickly enough if there's an issue, feigning some sort of attack of some sort. They can stay nearby.
It's not a bad idea. I think we could probably do that without too much trouble. Alright, we'll have a couple of our members leave for a while. Well, not exactly for a while, more sort of leave permanently, as it were. Alright.
Why does that just sound like Troll's gonna kill their own fucking rat people?
Sounds like he's
Have
playing
people
murder.
leave
I didn't mean
permanently.
to imply it like that.
Well, he said they're not coming back. We're all leaving. We're probably a week's time, give or take. They just won't stay in the city.
Yeah, but just literally the way Grim said it was with the whole like, make them leave permanently.
Wasn't quite the intention. Alright, so we've got a couple of hours. We've had sort of the information that there is somewhat of a meeting that's been scheduled for two things. Number one, apparently there's some sort of performance that's going to be going on. Hosted by the Ratfolk, of course, and then it's going to come into a town hall.
The mages are setting up the tavern just screams enchantment magic. The one true evil magic.
Where at this town hall, they're going to allow you an opportunity to speak. Frankly, because it's at, your insistence.
Like, we'll open up with something about blah blah blah, and then segue into, yeah, it's been a nice time here. It's a shame we're leaving so soon. And then, talk up the city a lot. How there's stone buildings and all the food you could want, which is not untrue.
It's not untrue.
It's good. You have food and water as much as you need to live. You really can just send your house to the wall if you want to. It's a different kind of economy.
Alright, but before that happens, you're approached. Oops. By a familiar little girl. With a huge token.
Giant.
Familiar huge girl.
Well, you've grown quite a bit, haven't you, dearie? Last time we saw you, you were the same size as me.
She comes up to you and she says, well, hello, how have you all been doing?
I mean, better than the city.
Yes, I see. We've done our tasks. We've gotten all the sheep gathered, and we're ready to poison them and drive them up to the north. We're just waiting on you now.
That's right, we were gonna do that.
Took longer than otherwise. We can still do that and leave some guard to do it too. We will all have a fun time.
Yes.
I agree.
Is there anything you need us to do, or...
We need the little orphans to do anything, guys. Come on.
Go say hi to your mum for us. Oh,
really can't think of anything we need them to do.
Nope,
Probably
just poison those sheep.
Poison sheet to talk them up, talking about how it's a shame, talk about the orphanage, stuff like that, how the city has, the shifting city has better places, and even... Now, Grim, I forget, is the Mages College free tuition for, like, the basics, or is that all
Yeah.
you have to pay for it? How there's a wonderful, free school in the shifting city where you can learn magic just like a loss. I'll probably just talk that up while I'm talking with her, and I'm assuming we'll all hang out with the orphans for a little bit, making them want to lead people to the...
Okay.
Yeah, how are the orphans treated in general? By
They're
the
all
city?
right. They tend to make up a large portion of the, sheep herders.
Take the sheep herders with us.
Well, presumably, a large number of them are about to be heading north with the sheep.
Oh god.
So don't get attached.
I thought we would be taking the sheep, they're not the orphans, dear god.
But,
What's
like,
wrong
they're
with
ready,
this?
like, right now, is the thing.
Do we have time?
I mean, it depends how far north you want to go.
Can we wait till tomorrow?
Hey, let's do the awesome idea of splitting the party.
Oh,
Someone stay
Awesome.
behind to...
I have no spells left.
Well, then you stay behind to talk up our city to this city while we go deal to the sheep and the orphans. I mean, the Kuthrik.
Keep the orphans. Orphans are nice. Orphans sell for a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try and bring them back at least.
Keep the nice ones on the horses.
How many spell slots do you have left, Guts?
Guts, you back from the bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you guys could hear me. I've been
We
talking.
We
but-
could hear you.
We've just been ignoring you this entire time. I haven't heard you personally, but okay. What do you
Yeah, I've heard when you were talking earlier, but I didn't hear any answer then. So
What
how
was your
many spell
question?
slots?
Did
How many
I?
How many spell slots do you have left?
I am sorry. Repeat that. It was like two people talking.
How many spell slots do you have left?
Have we taken a rest?
No.
Let me check then.
If we'd taken a rest, we wouldn't need to.
I'm gonna get some more coffee. I'll be back in a second.
I kind of wanted to use Guts Major Image.
I have 2 level 3s, 1 level 2, and then 2 level 1s.
Is that left?
Yes.
Like usable? Oh, awesome. Oh, well then you're still well useful in a fight.
I just know what she is. Mostly illusion
Somewhat.
magic, though. And 2 healing spells. No offense.
Yeah, my 2 healing spells would be my level 1 slots.
Yeah.
And then my level 3 spells are kind of, I don't want to say useless, but they're very specific.
Yeah, I was hoping to keep my Guts so I could use her Major Image like a slideshow. Because you can
Yeah, I
change
still
that,
have
right?
major image.
So I was
Good
like,
thing about healing spells is they can be cast at a higher level.
true.
True, that too.
So, I mean, me and Rick can tank a lot more to make up for the damage we'd be missing out per turn on having Adrian stay back. And then he shouldn't be missing out on any experience because he'll get the experience for.
Oh, we do
City Hall.
milestones.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm meaning. Grim will probably look at it much the sameness.
But yeah, I guess we can do that, but still, don't let... If we can, let's see if we can take guards with us to die and we keep the orphan.
Oh yeah. I'll see if we can stop by.
I was definitely thinking of taking a last
Why do we want to go guards over orphans, though?
because we could train
Because-
the orphans to work for us.
Yeah, the orphans are already quite like us, even though we've asked them to kill their sheep. And the guards are something that can defend the city when they get to our city and realize, oh, hey, look, we're actually going to be slaves.
That
Orphans can't even defend themselves, let alone the other people of the
we
city.
also sell better.
So I just
and
want to
There's can't be
say
choosers.
that when I came back, the first thing I heard was orphan cunt. So I mean,
Can't,
Not
Grim,
quite,
can't.
but try.
It was the
Can't.
accent.
I don't know why you're insulting them like that.
I mean, is an orphan enough of an insult? You already asked about the mother, Janeon. Come on. I think the census is I'm leading the show. Grim is being Grim. Guts is being the healer while Janeon and Rick take the sheep and presumably some guards up north.
Okay.
And we'll
And
try and bring the orphans back at least, but we'll
wanna
see if
keep
we can make another guard or two disappear.
keep the orphans safe, have guards die, not get
Wait, what is Guts doing?
the healer.
She's coming along on the outbound party, so
Okay. So
we've got something to sustain us if we have to actually fight Kuthrak off.
so
Yeah,
Adrian,
I'm gonna be the healer of this little.
and Tadpole are going to stay in the city.
Yeah, well, Tadpole's not here, so yeah, they can stay behind too.
Sure. What about Zoosh?
Staying with me, I assume.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can probably
me
help.
with anything.
She's been spending a lot of time with the rats, so she can probably play into their show.
Okay.
I do take Zusha's side at one point, and with obviously one of the two that can actually translate for me. And I do actually ask her though, what's been happening with the rats and what have they been up to while we've been out and about?
They have been just sort of doing what you've seen them do, you know. They've been trying to play up what the city's doing. They've been being
In particular, I ask
seen, you know.
about Skarg and his sister, the leaders, and if they've been doing anything.
Well,
out
we were
of
saying
the
that
city's view.
Vex had went along with a loss. You know, whether that's what we said originally or not, that's what's happening now.
Oh yeah. I'm meaning like before they left and everything. When Zusha's been hanging with the rat folks while we've been out and stuff, have they been doing anything in the background that isn't for the show of this city and everything like that? Have they been doing any sneakies? I mean, I figure Zusha is a good insider for us for that as well, because the rat house is a big thing outside of what we're doing now.
Gotcha. Not particularly. They seem to be sort of a big, happy, if dysfunctional family as they're out of the city. You know, what they were doing before in the camps as it comes to nights, you know, that was a real thing. That wasn't like an act. They don't believe, you know, they see the opportunity or the time out of the city as, you know, time to party and all that, to live large and do what you want, frankly.
Well, it's just making sure they're not doing sneakies.
Certainly not that Zoosh would notice.
Yeah.
But of course, she's the most oblivious person on
Yeah.
the planet.
But that also works in their favor sometimes. Stupid people are invisible.
Wouldn't say she's
But-
stupid, but sure.
Well,
Certainly
no, not stupid.
oblivious and what's the word? Yeah, just oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be the opposite? She's not smart, but she's wise.
I don't think she is, though, is she?
No.
I think wisdom's one of her lowest.
No, I misread that. You're right.
She's got like a 4 or something in wisdom.
Yeah, 5. yeah. Wisdom is long far from her.
Int is
thing.
high, but she'll probably get a candy wagon with a ratful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal. Okay, so what we're gonna do?
Oh, she's lucky she's adorable.
Just talk the orphans up, make them want to come with us, make them talk to other people, and split the party.
See if there's any guards that wish to get some more experience.
You can grab a patrol of guards without any problem.
Yeah.
All you got to do is say, "Hey, you're coming with me." You know, at this point, you guys are more or
Pretty well
less,
trusted.
in charge, as it were. Not exactly in charge, but everyone knows you're calling the shots.
We're the generals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll do that then, and I'll tell them their main job is to make sure that the orphans are okay.
The poor orphans.
The poor orphans.
The porphans.
The profit orphans.
Oh no. Alright, so... Man, I am not good at keeping track of tokens.
That being said, whereabouts was where we know the tunnels intersect with the river? Is that the X? We fought them that time?
Yes. Which is somewhat misleading, but yes, that is where it intersected. The blue is not real. The blue is fabricated tunnels.
Yep.
Oh, there are my sheep tokens. Fantastic. After I got all these stupid
So my
sheep.
hypothesis is that Kaives is going to be trying to trap you if you unleash him into the city. That's my hypothesis.
Yeah, so we... How far was that again? That was like 6 miles, roughly, wasn't it?
From the city to the tunnels? Sounds about right. It's to scale. So
Yeah,
if
6,
you do
7
the
miles.
thing, yeah.
So that'd take us well into nighttime or early morning by the time we got out there.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's one of the closest tunnels. And I assume that other one is where we last encountered them. The red crescent.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
A 6-hour trip back and forth. I mean, no, it's not a 4-hour trip. You can move 3 miles per hour at a normal pace. You can move 4 miles per hour at a fast pace, but you take a -5 to wisdom perception checks. So you'll probably be back around midnight to meet the people outside the city. Presumably.
If they even turn up. Yeah, I reckon we're taking them up to the river then. And then we can basically just herd them into that hole that we know leads down into the hive.
Yeah, pretty much where we saw them first.
Yeah, and then... Oh, no, because we won't have Adrian to shift the water and earth. Oh, that'll be all good. We won't need to block the sheep off.
We
Yeah.
just have them
We'll
go
just
down the tunnel
make sure
with the
they-
sheep, follow me, tell the kids to hide in the trees, and ignore the sounds they're about to hear.
Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
they-
our plan.
I'm hoping with the movement of how many sheep?
There's a bunch of
that's-
sheep. I mean, there's
That's-
a
that's
bunch of
another point,
cities
yeah.
north. Yeah.
There's a bunch of sheep, guards, you guys, the orphans, they'll notice the tremor scent, so they'll probably pop up and see all the food.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, how many orphans are there as well?
Coming with you, we're going to just say that there's 4 people, 4 of the orphans, the porphans. herding the large group of sheep because it's easier.
Say, Rick, take your horse with you so they can run
Yep.
down.
I'm gonna bring Moria and her cart as well. I'm gonna bring a cart empty.
But how fast is the donkey?
Same speed as a horse, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if they're giving
That's just
they're
what they
giving
can carry.
if they're giving me a horse, I'll let probably the orphans take it, since I can just move at the
To be fair,
Yeah.
the orphans would not know how to ride.
But he can.
Well,
bond-
that's why I'm bringing the cart, because, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
and yeah, a donkey still moves at speed 40.
The donkey, the draft horse, and Rick all move at the same speed.
It's pretty funny. Alright, so if you're here, move your tokens here. All the sheep have been sheared. It's definitely not the time for them
Oh
to be
my
sheared.
god.
But
Please re-say that.
all the sheep have
Shorn.
shorn. Excuse me, I'm
Sheared.
sorry, New Zealanders.
Wow. That's not even a New Zealand thing. It's called proper English.
The only reason we care so much is because of the golden.
Is because of the golden what?
There's like competitions for shearing sheep in New Zealand.
Ah.
Yeah, okay,
Golden
New
shears.
Zealanders.
You offended the sheep heritage, Grim. How
I
would
know, it was
you,
quick, too. They both got on me.
Again, it was less of the whole sheep thing, or the fact that it was to do with sheep, more that it was a butchering of the language.
Oh, come on. I said strengthy earlier.
Alright.
Point taken.
Alright. At this moment, I'm just confused by the 4 identical orphan.
Well, you know, they're all sisters.
The quadruplets.
Orphans kind of all look the same.
Yeah, they all look scrawny and
They all look sad.
Their lives aren't that big. And here we have Moira the mule, because I still haven't gotten you a sheet or token for it. Because I'm bad. Alright, so you lead up to where... Well, no. As I mentioned, all the sheep have had their wool removed. And have been sort of liberally doused with this poison powder. I guess it's sort of an amalgamation of everything that they can find. They sort of mixed it all together. They've sort of dried it. They've, everything that they can, from rat poison, arsenic to bug killer or whatever, and they sort of made this giant, hopefully super poison for it, and they've covered the sheep in it. The sheep have not ingested it, but they're pretty much covered in it.
I don't think you just, light them on fire at that point. They sound flammable, is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
if they have that cocktail of chemicals on them, yeah, probably. They're probably explosive.
so we lead them to where the tunnels were. And on this map there aren't any current tunnels, but I will make a current tunnel for you. And there's sort of a big hole where some of the larger ones have come out. And you know from your experience and your knowledge now that there is no possible way that they have missed you coming. But they do not seem to be coming to meet you. Like, there aren't any tunnels being dug towards you. There's no signs of them at this point. So everyone's standing around, sort of. The guardsman turns to you, and what should we do? Should we just start slaughtering them, or send them down the holes, or what?
Send them down the holes. Probably in small groups at first, and see if they draw them out a little bit.
Try jumping up and down.
Jumping.
These things seem to just know when you're around.
And try jumping up and down.
As the outer count, remember, don't kill the Hive Lords. Draw them away.
So we take a nice group of 9, and it takes a bit, because obviously sheep are not meant for tunnels. But with a little bit of coaxing, and, probably some smacking with crooks, they manage to get the sheep in there. And they're panicking and starting to bolt down the tunnels and go wherever. But still, there's no reaction from the Kuthrik. And some of the shepherds turn to, should we send more down there? We could send them all down without any problem, likely. Well, no real problem.
Keep 4 of them up here on the surface and send the rest down.
And again, pretty much a repeat of what happened last time. They go down, but nothing else. There's nothing coming to investigate or anything on that nature. And the guardsmen at this point are starting to look, job well done, Good job, lads.
Just like, well, there goes all of the sheep.
Don't celebrate just yet.
They will be eaten sooner or later is the thing. We don't need an immediate reaction. But do we have any kind of, penning materials around? I mean, I know we're in kind of rolling countryside and stuff like that, but are there any kinds of trees, even small saplings or poplars or something?
There'd be some small, yeah, large shrubs, bushes, things of that nature, but again, we're not real big into tree territory country.
No. Well, that's why I kept such a small amount, because we can just create a very small pen area and then go back, take the non-essentials back to the city, and then come check tomorrow if the sheep is still in the pen. I mean, I'll spend an hour or 2 cutting trees and making something that'll keep sheep pretty secure.
Hmm. Well, between all the people around, you manage to get something up, between rocks, what have you, and you manage to make a small, and, keyword here is very small, enclosure around these 4 sheeps.
Yeah.
That's right, I said sheeps.
Oh, with that, Janeon claps his hands and says, "Job well done, let's head back."
Sure. And along the way, the guards are starting to talk. Oh, well, this was easy. I know I had seen some of these things before, but maybe you've killed enough of them, then they've all ran off.
Oh, I doubt that. They're not exactly that smart. I mean, self-preservation's something that's usually kept for higher intellects. These things don't tend to have that. Or from what we've seen, anyway.
Maybe. I think you've just done a better job than you've thought.
Possible, but let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. These things are tenacious, both in nature and in battle.
Could be. I did see that fight with the 3 of them. Although, again, you killed them pretty handily.
Well, we are good at our job.
All right, and we make our way back to the city without any trouble. In the meantime... Whoops.
Well,
Gabriel and Lorist have been setting up... Hold on, my daughter's sneaking in. Sure. Give me 1 second to blow up a beach ball, please.
That's fine.
Sometimes you gotta blow up a beach ball. So Lorist and Gabriel have been setting up the tavern, King Gontar's Cellar, in a very peculiar way. They've arranged what seats there are very, very particularly. And throughout the entire time, they've been laying down this sort of powder in particular formations around, and they've been trying very with some difficulty to keep Tadpole from sweeping up this powder that they've been putting down as they've been, well, putting it down. It's not easily noticeable. It looks a lot like just heaps of dirt. It's sort of brownish in color. Eventually they managed to get Tadpole, presumably, to stop sweeping it up. And without long, it looks like they've put up sort of a very intricate ritual circle in the entire meeting hall. 4 corners to 4 corners. Just very close to the corners, certain naturally intricate lines of it. It takes a long time. You wouldn't notice it unless you had seen them working on it, though. It's very fine.
Mommy, I would eat at their house.
Say what?
We might have to eat at their place.
Don't
Whole
eat at their
thing's-
place?
Whole thing's probably got runes all over the floor to make you like them. Yeah, this toxic sludge tastes wonderful. Thank you. Can I have some more?
So people start filling into the tavern bit by bit. There's a couple of people here who aren't actually here. Bloop, bloop. Bloop.
If I have a chance to ask them, what'd you put there? Off to the side?
Well, they don't have a problem talking to you about it. Well, we're mages, but we're sort of a peculiar kind of mages. We specialize in more ritual things. We've devised a ritual that will, well, frankly, make them more amicable to us for an extremely long duration. And even should things go south, well, they'd never know these things happened. But it's quite intricate. We work our magic in, well, when it comes to it, strange ways. We're not combat mages, no good in a fight practically at all, except for physical. But we've figured out a way to work our magic through storytelling, if you would. We can affect a large number of people by doing it, and, as I mentioned before, do it more or less undetected. It just takes a lot of time to do so.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that guts, the better storytellers than you.
I never said I didn't agree with that.
Hidden
Yes, I
it below
do.
the belt.
It should go all right. Unfortunately, there is a lot of room for error.
There's a lot of what you cut out.
A lot of room for error. Is the entire thing is made up of several people. It's an entire play, basically, that we put on. Each line is a part of the ritual, and it stacks on. Each action is a part of the ritual. Things can go south, as I mentioned, and the whole thing will not work. So we'd appreciate it if you keep people from, let's say, joining in. I don't know if you've had much of experience with the country type people and putting on plays, but they tend to get very hands-on with it sometimes.
Alright. I can make a personal announcement beforehand, perhaps.
That would be lovely, thank you. And then I suppose, as I mentioned, afterwards, they'll be pretty susceptible to whatever it is we have to say.
I want to make sure Tadpole knows don't clean up the dust, and if you can make sure people are quiet during the play, it will help with the performance. What would we want to do? I'm sure Tadpole is okay with doing that. You'll just probably see her shushing people or something.
Right. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm not going to go through an entire play, I'm going to be making
Yes, you are.
performance checks from several people. Although they all look like they're going to be done from me. Because I'm not, changing things.
Immersion broken.
Well, but basically, this play is the history of the city in a somewhat abridged form. Obviously, to make the city look like a wonderful, fantastic place, them to look like national heroes, frankly, and just to be a very, very nice place that you would wish to go to.
Quick side look. Do I see a loss at all? Of Vex?
Neither.
Can
Okay.
we help in any way? And Vix is on
Not
the Vix is on the table if she's not meant to be there.
She is not meant to be there. Sorry. That's what you can see, Vex.
Yes, are we able to help in any way?
You are not there for the beginning part of this. You will be coming in towards the end. But no, they would wish for you not to. Of course, you
interfere.
Don't know this at this point. But the entire ritual is sort of choreographed for X many people,
Yeah.
All right, so they go about doing their business.
Beforehand could help cheer them up and give something like that, maybe.
Say what?
Could I do the announcement beforehand? Is there anything I can do to help personally? Or it's just all.
Yeah, you can give me a persuasion before, and we'll see if they can get advantage on that first roll right there. It's a good one. And so we all managed to pass our DC 10 range. People are enthralled by this performance, and they do well. They sit down, they shut up, they don't mess with the circle or anything like that. So bows all around. Everyone loves the city at this point. And then Chol speaks up. And now we'd like a few words from our heroes of this town. Adrian, come up forward, would you? And around about this time, the rest of the party also happens to be arriving. Because, well, nothing happened last time, or with the sheepies.
Unfortunately.
You think it's a good thing, but they're all probably moving somewhere, which is probably not a good thing.
Crick just walks in looking disappointed.
I didn't get to kill anything.
Calling it now, but there is a really, really big source of vibrations not too far away from here, really.
The city?
Yeah.
Like our city or their city?
Our city.
They just understand, I think.
Yeah, that would be well too far away.
That's also a lot bigger than anything they've ever experienced.
It's also days away.
Yeah. But the DM was also very, very quiet at that point.
I was thinking.
Probably like 80 miles away. I doubt they noticed this city much more than our city.
But another thing possibly is the very large grouping of people like right here, which could be within range of Tremorsense, but you know.
And the fact they know
how
we're
big the
here
hive
because
could be.
we've been antagonizing the shit out of them.
Oh, and we brought 2 Hive Lords back here.
So they
3.
know what it is. Because they're all hive minds. They know the city's here. They know about the walls, about the people. But anyhow.
And they also know the rest of the people are less strong than us.
What do you want me to do? Should I do a speech first or try to talk about things then?
If you'd like to do the speech.
Why don't we just, what exactly was covered? How the city is a great place, stuff like that?
City's a great place. You know, all the basics were covered. Everybody knows
Like
what the
food,
city
water,
is, what the city does, things like that are covered.
Housing, stuff like that,
Mhm.
free tuition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he knows.
I would just start off reiterating all that. Like, we have the stone buildings. If you've heard from the play, like, I'll be more with you guys. We have plenty of space. We have stone buildings. You can have wood or whatever. We shift frequently. Did they cover the shift?
Yes.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
As you like all that stuff. Going to that, we got druids covering food, wizards providing water, stuff like that. Anyone that joins us, you'll probably be able to. You'll have food, feed, and water. You'll have shelter. You'll be able to live off whatever you want to do. Or any of you guys, you'll have hobbies, stuff like that. You'll be able to do that for a living. Any home cooked meals, any local recipes, you'd be making a killing off of because they've never had it in the city, and everyone is always looking for new things to try, new things to do. You could be the next big fad there. You, especially Mr. Innkeeper, all your alcohol, you'd make a fortune off of that. Stuff left from the fires and stuff you could be able to trade in for a nice, easy living if you wanted to, or you could join the druids, other things to work. You kids could all go to school free of charge, become civil servants, and help out people like we do. And you'd be able to see a new sky every 30 days. Stuff like that I'll go off about. But then I'll get into the warning and stuff, saying like, as I said, we leave in 30 days. We've been here for 13 days now, 12.
This is the night of the 12th.
So the night of the 12th day, the rat folk, us, will probably all be leaving in 10 days. And we would like you to come with us. There's the issue of we got the bandits, the people that burned the city down twice, they were large, and the bigger issue of the giant infestation north of us. I know we've had good luck with them, but that's only because we've been fighting them off. One of the Hive Lords, they get in the walls, which you can easily burrow under, would cause your guard would not be able to handle it without any stronger folk like us. And maybe those damn pyromaniacs could put up a fight, but they'd probably be slaughtered too. The safest thing to do without risking anyone's lives is to immigrate. We have an open immigration policy. You'll all be welcomed. Some of you can become official citizens, earn better pay, own more land, stuff like that. There's a vote in the Senate and stuff like that. That's all it really means. And I'm assuming the play covered that. Did they cover the nobility thing?
No. They did not go over that. They did not go over anything even remotely negative about the city.
Okay. I'm going to spin the nobility thing in a positive way. And we have a long-lasting legislation that if your family is long-lived and survives in the city, after so many generations, you become a official house of the city of sorts. You become kind of landed locals. You gain more status just by living there. So there's no downsides. Plus, imagine all the new food, the new things you learn and try out, the new people and friends you could make. And you have walls protected by a larger dedicated city guard with plenty more magical wards than the wall that might kill you sometime if you touch it, that you have going for you now.
I think it's rhythmic and entertaining.
Yeah, mechanical keyboards are just wonderful, aren't they?
Yeah, I actually really like mechanical keyboards. It's a weird flex, but it's okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
But yeah, at this point, if anyone else would like to say anything, now's the time to say it. We have basically a captive audience. We know what's going on.
My speech will be more informative and like happy to help fill any questions they might have, it kind of thing, to the gist of it.
Okay.
I mean, by this point, Janeon's probably been in this restaurant bar enough times that he just kind of makes himself at home and starts eating. Like, just finds a plate of food from somewhere and just helps himself. So
Sure.
He's kind of focused on that.
Does anybody want to, like, hype man Adrian or anything like that, or?
Guys, come be my hype man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna come be your hype man. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. I know the law.
Check. Let's play some Country Road.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I come up? Like, can I be behind you and start just like softly playing?
Yeah.
Old Town Road.
What? What?
She's evolving.
Oh God. I have a question. Did they show any representation of the city, like a scale model or something?
They did not.
Guts, I want you to make a magnificent major image of the city that looks more fantastical than it does.
Yeah.
All right, so you managed to construct that illusion, and you didn't quite make it in time to hear most of the play, but obviously you can build something up. So it's not exactly quite the same as was described in the play, but it's magnificent enough in its own way. Let me get
Amazing.
persuasion checks from the two of you, please.
Do I have
At
advantage and do I have bardic inspiration? Oh God, what the hell?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Janeon, you just robot screeched at us.
Oh, was that me?
Who's writing Area 51?
We're gonna go raid Area 51.
Jesus.
All right, and one from you, Adrian. There you go. People are fairly into it. And, even the heads, Eckert is nodding along, speaking with Jan. He's, nodding along. You think you've got them, like, there. And then through the doors comes Vex and Alas. And let me get that sweet, sweet perception checks from the party. Oh.
Wow. Perception. I made up for it. It's alright.
So Guts and Janeon, everybody notices that Alas happens to be sporting a brand new brand on his cheek. But Janeon and Guts, you can see even past that. There was a sort of glint to Alas's eyes that used to be there, but that isn't there right now anymore.
I thought we were supposed to take him to the walls, not brand the motherfucker, Jesus.
Guts, quickly, could you... Damn it, I'm on the other side of the room to Guts.
Misty, step over.
Think of how to make him not look fucked up.
Who'd he come in with?
Vex.
Vex.
Does he seem to be coming willingly? Like, is there any issue?
So,
No, he's coming willingly, but he's almost like you wouldn't notice unless you were really, really looking for it.
He knows the secret of the city now.
But he's being prompted or something. It's almost as if he is under another influence, as it were.
Yes, now I know that much.
Well, he has been hanging out with Vex, so she's probably just giving him nice drugs.
True, she's our drug
So how's it going, Alas? How's your trip?
If we can have Tadpole come up, we can roll for her, but have her come up and try to fawn over him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that, please.
Well, you know, that sort of happens. And Carta comes over fairly quickly and speaks with Vex in a language, well, probably only Guts would understand, which is the Undercommon, and sort of fills her in to what's going on.
Can I move a little closer and see what he's saying?
You're sort of the subject of a lot of attention. You could do that.
Never mind. If their eyes are on me, then I'd rather not look any sus.
Well, after this very quick conversation, they nod and come to some sort of agreement or whatever. And Alas announces his presence. I'm back, my friends. And of course, all eyes turn to look at them. It's true. I've been to the city. I've seen it. It's just like they've described everything. This is truly somewhere where we can go and we can be safe. I think we should head there. With the threats looming upon us, they're too great for us to ignore at this point.
Guts, can you swap your major image out to a hive load now?
Yeah, would you like me to kind of make different turn the image into different threats that have been going on? Kind of like a weird slideshow.
And then I'm going to use prestidigitation to make monster noises.
Okay, yeah. I'm down. Let's do that. I'll sculpt the Hive Lords and the Kuthrigs, and then maybe burning fields and stuff.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna use the restroom and then I'm gonna come right back to that one.
Goddamn your coffee.
Adrian's gone and made a PowerPoint presentation for the city.
I could just see you two trying to pull it out in the next shift and just being like, so, we have prepared this presentation for you.
Join our MLM.
No, if we hit level 6, I can just, if it's not giant, we can kill whatever's causing any issues, or we can cause an issue ourselves. People can hear
Oh,
Mike
God.
speech again. Holy shit!
That's what we
Slap
have
them
been
alien
doing the
cheeks, dude.
entire time here.
No. What we do is we kill what's causing the issue, but then we reanimate it as a zombie and have it attack more ferocious.
Freaky. I like it.
Yeah, because then we can control it. We don't have to fight it, which means we don't suffer any losses. And then it also just hard to kill because unless you smite the undead, you get a good hit. It can just make a con save and get back up. Oh, Devil
You'd
Dog's here
think-
finally.
You'd think as a Scully man, Guts would know that.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Hey guys.
So-
They are here now.
Quick
So
fill in.
sorry about that.
You're good. Quick fill in.
I thought it was Thursday again for some reason. So
I understand. To be fair.
I'm logging in now.
Quick fill in.
That's fine.
Party split. The people you let out of jail set the city on fire again.
Oh, nice.
We split the party. They went north to deliver the sheep with orphans and some guards to the Kruthic, who did not turn up, which is worrisome. We think they might be moving. But we got back to the tavern. The Ratfolk made a presentation laced with enchantment magic. You try to keep cleaning up the magic circles, and they shoot you off. And then they all failed their checks against the magic, and they all enthralled to join the city back. Alas is back, sporting his new citizen's ID card, and just told everyone, yeah, it's a safe place, we should go there.
Meanwhile, he's got this giant ID card plastered on his face.
Yeah.
This ID card is a brand.
Oh,
Hi everybody, I'm back. I mean, he would certainly notice it.
Correct
You
you,
can't pretend
bro.
he doesn't notice it, or she.
He just fell down some stairs. His face is really ugly.
So where am I at then?
Just
You-
fell on a
It's
little
not a
bit of
problem,
hot
man.
meadow.
You're cleaning Alas off by
Ah.
the bottom here.
Well, that's of course cleanliness is next to godliness and koboldness.
So my
Indeed,
next
and dragoness.
question, right before I just had to leave to, leave. What are we doing?
Let me guess. You had to pee because you had to drink coffee.
I
Wild
can
guess.
neither confirm nor deny
Wild guess.
those
Wild
allegations.
guess, I know.
So, major image can be shifted while it's active. So we're gonna have Guts shifted between the different threats, like the people that burn the city down, the higher lords, and the Kruthic attacking. And while she's shifting them, I'm using prestidigitation to make accompanying sounds,
they're literally making a PowerPoint presentation.
basically.
No, not
A
basically,
3D
literally.
model PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It is. And after this, you're gonna start a pyramid scheme and make.
Can you post the spell for me, please? Just real quick there, Guts.
I got it if you want me to.
Either, it doesn't matter.
Alright, I'm clicking it. There we go. Oh, we both clicked it.
Oops.
It's a 20-foot cube. That's longer than I thought it was, too. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to make things a bit simple.
It's at this point the Kuthric breaks through the floor.
That person's not right, I don't believe. Hold on.
I mean, the Ratfolk can slaughter the Kruthic easily.
Yeah,
So you
it'd
make
just be funny. You
a
thought it was illusion. It's
very,
not.
very real image of this giant Kuthric. Complete with noises, sounds, smells, and everything like that. In the middle of a bunch of highly susceptible people.
But to show it's just an illusion still, I'm gonna put my hand through it and like fall through it. Like a comedy act.
They
if
may
they
not
just
be
start
paying
getting
attention
it?
to that.
What if
that's the
they
thing
just start thinking
about
that
the illusion, though.
it's all an illusion?
Huh? What's your spell save DC there, Guts?
Give me a minute. Let me.
I think I checked. I got your
It's
sheet.
15.
It's 15. So you do this, and people start panicking. Like in a big way. All of a sudden, it's a stampede to get out of the door. You had given them this image of the city at first, and then we started making very real things of fire, very real things of all the different creatures, the Kuthrik that we have seen. And again, people start stampeding for the door. It's a hell of a mess. To be
Well, at least
frank.
they want to leave now, at least, right?
Yeah.
Do I know it's an illusion?
We're gonna say that the party does, for just simpleness. You know, we've seen spells like this before and all that, so we're not going to.
Okay.
Are you going to attempt?
I'm gonna stand in front of the door and attempt to calm everyone down before they run out.
Okay.
Something you're good at.
Let's get a strength check from you.
Ooh, let's have Rick fight the illusion.
Of course, I'll be yelling, "Run for your life!"
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea, by the way. Tadpole knows this, but you don't. They're actually under a spell right now that's made them really suspicious.
No, they were
That
you
word.
all were keyed in. You all would know about it now.
Yeah,
She's
but
saying Tadpole would know about it, but
Tadpole would know about it, which means I'm hoping it might change Devil Dog's idea to scream out, "Run for your lives," to the highly influential people.
My key's taken.
Influenceable.
Yeah, that's not a word either. And yes, I gave Grim shit earlier for bad English.
He pronounced the word
But-
for taking wool off sheep wrong, and those New Zealanders, they couldn't stand it.
It's 5:30 a.m. and I've already been up for 2 hours, so I think I'm allowed to mispronounce words. It's the middle of the day for you guys.
I
yeah.
would like to try to pick a pocket or two, though.
Feel free. You get advantage while it's going on right now.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
sleight
be
of
right
hand.
back.
Slight, yeah.
Copy.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so what we're gonna do
Oh
is
yeah, baby.
yeah. You managed to pocket, like, without any trouble, 25 golds worth. There's just this huge press of people coming through. You're
Ooh, yeah.
grabbing them. Rick, against the press of bodies, you do fairly well for a little while, and then they just sort of swarm over you. They manage to get you pushed out of the way and through the doors. So pretty much everyone, go ahead,
I tried.
is leaving the party pretty much alone in this place right now. People are panicking. They're going crazy. There's some looting going on through the city because, people. And things are in a state of chaos right now.
I think that went well.
Chol has just a look of astonishment on his face. What? Ha.
So there, they want to leave and they're scared to stay here. That works, right?
That somewhat works. We're going to have some problems, I think. All right, let's capitalize on this. Let's add to some of this confusion. Let's do what we can. Let's get our hands on some of these amulets. Yeah.
Hey, first, guys, how did the
Oh,
people-
yes, please.
Did you get injured at all? Are you guys okay?
That was to the party
Did it-
who went
Yeah.
shepherding.
Would,
we
would
get,
I have got injured at all by
Did we get arrested at all?
having a horde of people
We have not rested.
rush?
No, you did not get hurt. You just got shoved out of the way.
Yeah, I'm down 4
Yeah.
hit points. Also.
I'm out of spells. If they tell me what happens, I'm gonna make sure Troll knows to do what you can, but have some people watch. The fact there's none of them reacting to us is worrisome. They might be somewhere else.
All right.
I'm back.
I'll make sure rat folk are looking out for, burrowing and stuff in the middle of this rampage.
Yes. So there is pretty much full-blown rioting going on in the streets, as it were.
Woohoo.
What's this from?
Well, that went well.
Yeah, I'm just here, guys. Let's help ourselves to the open bar we have now. Lost, you've had a long trip. Come have some.
Yes, I would love to have something to drink.
Can I tell he's kind of out of it?
Yeah,
What?
like,
What's up with the leg?
What's
certainly
with,
for
what's-
you, it looks like he's definitely, under some sort of magical influence.
Well, I don't suppose you guys take the charm off him now.
Was the rioting from the stampede? I take it.
Yes, people panicking, like tons of people were packed into this hall, and
No,
now
it's-
they're going through. You weren't here, you had just stepped away for a minute, but
Yeah.
Troll is suggesting you add to it, add some possibly violence, and try to get your hands on some of the amulets that can control the wall.
Oh, well, in that case, Janeon finishes off his mouthful and heads out the door to cause some mischief.
Yeah, Tadpole, you show pickpockets and guards.
There, Tadpole as well. When you were coming back from going out the very first time, the adventurers have presumably set fire to the
I told
market.
him.
Oh, you told him?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we did a quick recap.
I didn't realize when you came back. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see all those red X's right here? That all
Yeah.
burned down.
And Janeon may or may not have helped with that while we were helping them put the fire out at the same time.
So, what are we looking to do? Are we looking to go out and cause some more mayhem? The rat folk would be going out to help participate. Joel says, what we'll do, I'll stay towards the gates and try to dissuade people from leaving. We'll set up our caravan a little bit out, so if they escape from the city, they'll have somewhere safe to be. The rest of the folk will go out and add a little bit of chaos, should we say. If you can get your hands on the amulets and close the city, shut it down completely, no entrance or exit, things should boil around nicely. In the morning, we can see about restoring order and getting people out. But I'm also open to suggestions.
Do we have any idea where some of the amulet holders might be congregating? Or is there like a hangout or a...
Find the guards.
No, we do not know
What?
that. Typically, they're on the guards. We know there's about 4 of them. We know Eckert always has one on him.
I have a quick solution. I can just make a dirt wall in front of the gates.
All right.
I doubt anyone's going to be busting through 5 foot of solid dirt stacked 10 feet high.
But then again, like,
You're the only one that
if we
can do
found the
that.
guards, they may just give us an amulet in amidst all of this rioting. They might not want all their citizens to escape either.
I feel like they're rioting right now themselves. Everyone was in
Yeah.
there.
There's a good chance of that. So, hearing the plan, Janeon walks outside, and can he see? Can I see any guards?
There would be guards and militia intermixed in between the crowd. Some, trying to calm down, some joining in. But yeah, I can say, like, without much issue, you can see probably 2 guard and, well, any number of militia.
I'll just general riot with the crowd until I see a guard off by themselves, and then I'll use my amulet to see if they have one of the amulets on them. I have 3 charges, so if it takes all 3 charges, I'll use them all.
Okay.
Just as I'm generally fighting. I mean, I take it riot fighting. We don't need to worry about rolls and stuff because
particularly. We're
you're
just
punching and stuff like that. You're not actually trying to hurt each other. You're just getting your
right.
frustration.
Unless we're specifically going after guards. That's
Which was the next thing I was going to say. Until we find a guard with an amulet, and then Janion's just going to unload.
All right. So you don't have very good odds of managing to get somebody like that. So give me a 1d20 roll. On a 20, you manage to find somebody with your, 1 in 300 chance.
Do I get 3 rolls then? So I'm using all 3 charges?
No, we're gonna simplify it a bit. You know what? I'll give you 3 rolls. You can get a 20 in 3 rolls.
Motherfucker. Alright, so no luck there.
So Adrian, you are going to wall up the city?
Troll thinks it's a good idea, then yeah, I'll go do that real quick.
Troll's okay with it. He's going to modify his plans, so he is not on the outside, he is now on the inside, trying to keep people calm who come to him.
Is there any, do I have any crew popping up? Any, just dirt moving on its own I should be worried about that I can see?
Not that you can see, no.
Wait, does this city have 300 guards?
No. They only have about 30 guards that are dedicated.
Then how is that a 1 in 300 chance?
Because the guards aren't in uniform, so they just look like
because not
regular.
everybody's, dressed
There's
out.
also only 5 of. You'd want to check the stronger guys. I could always has one, so that's 1 amulet. There's 4 others. Look for the beefier guys, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, that is an option. We know Eckhart's always got one, so maybe Eckhart suffers an accident during the rioting.
I'm presuming he's in the riot at the moment. He was in the tavern.
He'll be trying to calm it, though, would be
Would
the
he?
thing I'd imagine.
He's under the
Is he?
spell.
Can we see him?
Can we see Echo just disembowel a random old person?
Give me an investigation check if you wish to spend some time going around specifically looking for Eckert.
Yeah, well, with the failure of the amulet. Oh, come on!
Janeon, you're just caught up in the moment. It's
Yeah.
a very exciting time right now, and you just want to be a part of it.
Assuming Tadpole is laying out
I'm
the
just
front
enjoying
building.
punching things. I
Well,
feel like
here's the thing. Let me ask what we're doing individually.
Hey,
Because,
that's
of course, people might want to do different things. This is a crazy opportunity for some characters, but not so much for other ones. Janeon, we've established what you're doing. Adrian, we've established what you're doing. Right now you're setting up walls. Guts, is there anything in particular you would like to be doing?
I'd like to go find Zoosh and all this madness and kind of make sure she's doing all right.
Okay. She would be staying with the rat folk. She would be close to Troll. She was not caught up in the enchantment because she was not targeted as part of it. But you can stay near her with Troll if you wish, attempting to calm people who come to them down.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Rick.
I would kind of like to try my luck going to the guardhouse and to see if anyone is there, and if no one is there, to sneak in and try and find one of the amulets, possibly.
Okay. And last, but not least,
strengthy
Tadpole.
dragonborn stealthing.
Well, if we want to create chaos and find an amulet, I'm going to be running around the streets screaming at the top of my lung, "There, Kuthrik at the east gate! Quick, find a guard! Huddle around them, they'll protect you! There's Kuthrik at the left, the west gate! Quick, find a guard! They'll protect you! Ah, save yourselves!"
All right.
And I'm just going running around, and I'm trying to find a guard, hopefully with people starting to mob the guard so I can pick a pocket or pick the amulet.
Okay. We're going to jump towards Rick at first. Rick, there is absolutely no one, seemingly, in the guardhouse.
Yeah, I was kind of
pick.
thinking that.
Are you going to go through and give it a good searchy search? Or
Like, how many doors actually lead to things? Like, because I was going to give it as much of a search as I could. I feel like there's enough time. I mean, if there's enough time, I would like to search as well as I could, but
okay.
it will be like a really quick run through everything, like, because I am sort of somewhere I'm not meant to be, so I want to be out as fast as possible.
Sure.
You have a good excuse for being there. You just woke up and hey, there's riots going on, and you want to find a guard to see what the fuck's happening.
At the moment, nothing is locked. You can very easily go through the entirety of the first floor and the entirety of the second floor with only, cursory glances. Obviously, nobody's in them. From the little doorways to the east or west, we see that they are bedrooms. The double doors lead to their own section, nobody in them, and the single door leads to its own section. We do see our friend Elia in one of the beds, sleeping.
Is there like anything in drawers in this room? Like, can I open up any drawers quietly enough with them sleep?
If you've been doing that throughout, you can tell that this is a place where people live, in both bedrooms that you've seen. Obviously there's tons of personal belongings there. I want you to give me a sleight of hand check, please. Oh. All right. That's pretty good.
Somehow I think he was hoping you didn't succeed.
Yeah, you managed to go through drawers without any trouble, but you do not find an amulet.
when you roll better than the DM expected, so they have to counter check you. And still
I know.
fail.
I mean, come on. Who would have guessed an 18?
If I've been able to go around and I haven't found an amulet, I would probably wake Elia up and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm glad I found someone. There's rioting outside. It's everything's crazy. We need your help."
He's groggy, messed up. He is not a night person at all. What? Rioting? Why? What's going on?
I'm not 100% sure. Something went wrong at the tavern, and now everything's just
What do we need to do? Where's Eckerd? Where are my clothes?
I don't know either of those things, but I'm thinking we need to close the gate so no one gets out because of the whole, monsters attacking. Possible.
Right. I'll be there in a few moments, and you can tell that he glances towards his, or not glances, reaches towards his chest where you can see the shape of an amulet under his clothing.
Damn it. Yeah, I'll just leave the room for now to let him get dressed, but I'll just wait downstairs or something for him.
Okay. A few minutes later, he comes downstairs. Well, not downstairs, but out.
Through the door.
Yes. All right, let's make our ways to the gates. Let's see if we can close this area. This whatever's going on.
Yeah, it's a bit weird out there.
Right. Let's go then. And presumably you exit.
Yeah. Just gonna go look for probably everyone else at this.
Onto the map. And you make your way to the west gate, which has by this time been closed with the dirt. What's going on here? What's all this then?
I'm not quite sure about that, but I think maybe our mage threw some dirt up because we didn't have an amulet and was preparing. Maybe we should get to the other gate.
You're right. We'll head to the other one right now. Quick. And so as you're leaving the area, Chol does the whole, thumb to throat thing.
Take him out.
Oh, I see.
Take down Dog Alley. This is a shortcut, right?
A shortcut. It's a straight thing to the
can we take?
gates.
Can we? Like, how many people around are there? Is there any good
There's
opportunities to?
people around? They're not exactly paying attention.
Try and just quickly grab his face, drag him into an alleyway, and snap his neck. You're plenty strong enough for that. I mean, he's only got. I'm pretty sure he's one of the only magic users in town, so you've just got to watch for one reaction spell.
It's a magic user?
Isn't he? I'm sure. Isn't Elia one of the ones that could?
Was that the warden? I don't know. I don't know names.
Yes, he is the warden. I'm not sure if anything was put out of what he can do. But perhaps it did, because he can in fact use magic, and so...
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're just adding,
No, I'm pretty sure something has come up that's actually clued me in that he had magic or
Okay.
at least the ability to.
Totally going to be looking out for any opportunity I can to throw him down a dark alleyway and ambush the fight.
All right.
Make sure to scream loudly like something's overtaken you.
I mean, I reckon just try and keep it quiet and break his neck. Like, it's Rick. He's a 20 strength dragonborn. He's strong.
All right, give me
Fishing with
a...
athletics.
Yeah.
You get the first thing, so give me an attack roll.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on.
Okay.
Could I use my wind fan, like, to create a gust of wind to blow him down an alleyway? So then it's like not even like I did it, and then I'll just chase down after him like I'm going in there, and then drop a big axe into his face or something.
Maybe?
Plus, the wind fan has knockdown, does it not?
It legitimately casts gust of wind.
Yeah, sure.
What's gust of wind?
All right, so that's like a dexterity saving throw, right? Against 13.
I will go look it up. I don't have the little card thingy.
Okay.
Strength saving throw will be pushed 15 feet away.
Dexterity? Yeah. Okay.
No, strength.
Strength, oh. Well.
Yay.
Fair enough. So yeah, it pushes him down an alleyway in between just a couple of buildings because, you know, it's gappy.
I got a phone call. AFK for a minute.
Sure.
Okay, so after he goes down there, I want to try and make it look like I'm gonna go save him, but then I'm really just gonna.
Okay, well, now I want you to roll initiative because your surprise action was using the gust, and so now he at least gets a chance.
Chance, though, isn't.
Fair enough. Fair.
So he's not quite sure what's going on, but he knows that he was with you, you were doing something, pulling something out of somewhere, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked backwards. So he scrambles up to his feet, and he hits you with an Eldritch Blast, or Eldritch Blast.
Oof.
Which, you know, none of my NPCs can ever do damage to you, so...
And an Eldritch Blast would be one of the things that could actually hurt Rick, because he doesn't have resistance to it.
Does it do psychic damage?
It does force damage.
Mhm.
There's no resistance to force damage.
So yeah, he misses you pretty well. And so now you get to attack.
Well, yeah, I think I'll use my extra attack. Oof.
Well,
Second one doesn't hit.
I'm afraid that's a miss, even against a warlock.
Don't you have, like, Reckless or something? I feel like I've never seen you use it.
I don't like taking the disadvantage, but like I'm not even raging at the moment, so I can't use it.
Fair enough.
He gets another attack in, and he's going to wind up doing the same thing. Only now he's also sort of shouting, "Bloody hell!" And you take 10. You have one more attack before people come. So make it a good one.
I mean, you have 2 to be fair.
Make them good ones.
Yeah, I just really have to make these 2 good ones.
Those are pretty good ones.
+9, boy.
Let's see. That is enough to bring him down.
Well, I pick up the.
You
As
broke up
opposed to
there. I'm
just-
sorry.
I'm gonna pick up the entire corpse and run. I'm not worrying about just taking the amulet, taking the whole thing back to the.
Anyone
Back to the-
asked you, heard him scream for help, and you saved him.
Oh yes, no, I'll run him towards the hospital.
Okay. So you
Don't
take
forget
him,
the
and you grab
amulet.
him, and you're going towards the temple.
At 40 feet per round.
Yeah, I'll try and take the amulet off his neck while I'm going there. And do I see Adrian on my way past?
I'm over at this gate, presumably, right?
Yes. At this point, you
It's
would be
just
heading towards the
your
other.
thing was over.
Mhm.
It's just your thing was over there.
Rick, let me get another sleight of hand to pull the amulet off as you are running him down while carrying him.
Damn.
Yep.
Yep. You
Where's the
managed to
rogue
pocket
at?
it.
Wait, can I throw his body next to the wall, grab the amulet, and then tell the wall to hide the body?
Do it.
You can. So here's what happens. You grab the amulet off of him. You make sort of a detour towards the wall. You toss the body into the wall, and then the hands reach out on their own, obviously, grab him and rip him to shreds.
That's glorious.
So I didn't even need to tell the wall to do it. That's awesome. That's great. So can I go find trouble?
In a minute, but not quite yet. Tadpole, you back? He's still on the phone.
I think I actually heard. Didn't someone leave the? Oh no.
I
never mind.
rejoined. I was saying
Okay.
I think he's still on the phone, so we'll jump back. I have to use the restroom again, and then we'll join back up with
Jesus.
Rick. Man,
Are you sure
look,
it's
this
coffee at this point? Like, goddamn.
It's a lot of coffee.
I feel like you should
Sounds
get
like
that checked
IBS,
out.
eh?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
One
was
day.
thinking, hold on, I can control the wall now. I wasn't thinking the wall would just do this for me.
I mean, it's what it does naturally, right?
And it just wants more body parts. I should give it another high five.
Can I just say though, Hans, we're definitely the baddies.
Yeah.
Who wants to ride in my skeleton andro zombie ogre mobile? I'm gonna
Like,
put a
I do.
I feel each of us are going to have a point where we overstep moral ambiguity. Rick was the first. Rick just did that for us.
Is it before? Or
Oh, no.
after?
I done that well before. Back when I was like, hey, we've been keeping these two people in the cages. Let's just feed them to.
Smart decision.
I think we've passed it with the flesh scarecrows.
Yeah,
to
but
be
it was
honest.
my decision.
Yeah, the flesh scarecrows were pretty good. They were pretty great.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the necromancy.
They are
All
not
right.
going to find this body, though. There is no evidence I did this.
I mean, if you think about it, that's the one good thing about this town is you can dispose of corpses easily enough.
Well, no. One day someone's just going to be like, hey, isn't that a liar's arm?
Gives them a thumbs up.
Does that look like a new face in the wall to you?
What do they do with the dead? I wonder. They give it to the wall because stuff wanders off, and it's been there for like a decade at least. You'd imagine it would fall apart at some point. They put more bodies into it.
I'm just thinking, if we have an amulet and if we can get this wall to move at the same pace as us, then
I was
can we
thinking of
take
seeing
it back to the city? Or at least a part of the wall?
put a wall
Like-
in like a cart or something maybe.
How much would that be worth?
Imagine we take a few pieces, just put it around the square we live in.
Yeah. Your own murder wall. It'd be great.
At some point, I want to cast Identify on the wall after Rick's made it not to kill me. To see how the magic works behind it. Maybe we can replicate it.
All right. I'm back.
I want to see Guts ride it like a steed.
Your wish is my command.
Oh, gosh. Well, remember when we tried to high-five it?
Yeah, but we didn't have an amulet
Yeah,
that
but-
could hold him.
But I can high
And a
five.
strengthy boy.
That's true. All right, so we've just dumped the body into the wall. What now? What are you doing, Rick?
I'm just kind of feeling quite glad that worked so well. And I'll probably just go back and find Joel and tell him what happened.
Okay. Needless to say, Troll is pleased you have managed to grab one of these amulets.
And I'm totally going into gory details on the wall.
He's not particularly fazed by it at all. At the end, he looks you in the eye, reaches up, claps you on the shoulder, and good job. All right, and now we are going over to Tadpole.
All right.
So,
Do I see the guards?
yes, you managed to see the guards. Some guards. Were you looking for Eckert as well, or were you just looking for...
A guard that has an amulet or Eckert.
Okay. You would know this much better, who likely has a amulet or not. Let me get an investigation with advantage.
Roger that. Investigation. Dun, dun, dun. I'm glad it was with with advantage. Yes.
Yeah. You managed to find Eckert without much trouble at all. He is sort of... unfortunately, he's pretty much joined in with the crowd. He's not exactly doing the looting and all this stuff, but he's certainly with the crowd. They seem to be arming themselves because they think, you know, they're under attack right now. So he, with a group of others, are sort of weaponed up, just running from street to street, looking for wherever these things are.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find some women and children or whatever that look terrified, and then point to Eckert saying, quick, get as close to him as you can. He will protect you. And I'm going to try to set as many people there to hopefully gum up the gears of what they're doing a bit. And then I'm going to go over to Eckert and try to lift that amulet.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get as much people on, you know, clamoring around him.
Sure. Yeah, and it's working. Give me 1 second. All right. Let us get in. You're going to try to lift the amulet off of him?
Yep.
Let's get that sweet, sweet roll for sleight of hand.
Not too shabby.
You get it.
Sweet.
He's got women and children clamoring off of him. He's got people around him, armed torches. They're shouting, going back and forth from the streets, groups coming up, groups yelling. His attention is just completely divided among way too many places. You just get close to him. You undo the clasps on the back very deftly and just slip it off.
Very nice. Pocket it and try to find my friends.
All right. At this point, Adrian, you've gummed up the walls, as it were.
Do I see any of the party walk past or doing their actions as I'm doing my general rioting?
You likely would. It's not
I
a
mean,
huge
yeah,
place. Yeah.
I'm just in the thick of like staying in the biggest crowd, just keeping a fight up and everything, keeping more of a general like outside tavern brawl going, as opposed to Eckert's running around or anything like that.
You certainly would have seen, a lot of the rat folk around doing pretty much the same thing. You're more or less, back to back with Kif. She obviously enjoys a fight as well, and
nice.
You got a good thing going on. You would have seen Adrian go back and forth, presumably from the walls, although I'm not sure if you actually stayed to listen to what the plan was that everyone was doing. But you would have seen him, and presumably you'd see Tadpole doing searching as well.
Yeah. If I don't see Tadpole's encounter with Eckert, I'll just keep riding. Otherwise, I'll link up with Tadpole at that point. Or if she saw me as well, she can come link up with me, and I'll break off at that point to meet up with the others.
Okay. We can say after a couple of hours, the whole thing starts to wind down. Adrian, you would have come back before that. But, again, it's whether you want to riot the entire time or whether you want to eventually phase off.
I don't know, Tadpole, are there any good houses to loot?
Oh, of course there is, but, and I kind of quickly show him the amulet. But, Chico, look at this little buddy I got.
Nice.
So
Did the year just...
Go ahead.
I just said, did the earth just move? It looked like the bottom layer moved a little bit underneath.
It's the crew thing. Everyone get together.
Like, this whole map is just, there's a little bit of white showing on one side or the other, and, like, my ADD, obsessive compulsive, does not like it one bit. And I just can't get it centered right.
Just expand it so it's slightly too big and then just put it over.
I should. Everyone has sort of gathered towards the eastern gate. Most of the rat folk have broken off of agitating the crowd and have been working on calming down the crowd at this gate as well. Presumably, Guts, you've been doing the same thing too, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some nice, very calming and relaxing music going on. So pretty much this part of the city is more or less untouched by the rioting. These streets right here are safe that we are on. The rioting goes on for a couple more hours. Of note, however, no more fires are set. That tends to be a thing that happens a lot in riots, but, maybe people are a bit more mindful of it. Who knows? Certainly a lot of property damage, certainly a lot of deaths due to violence, certainly a lot of looting and everything going on, but no major fires for once. Troll sort of gathers you all up. Well, that went fairly interestingly. We've managed to get our hands on one of the amulets, though, thanks to Rick.
Wait. What? Thanks to Rick? I think you have your kudos misplaced and go with my amulet.
Oh, well. Good job. You've shown yourself to be quite resourceful too.
Now that we have two amulets, do they at all look like they fit together in any way, shape?
No. A fun idea, but I'm afraid not.
Hey, you never know. There was 4 of them. They could, who knows?
Megazord. The other one called the Netflix series one that has a thing now. Fuck is it called? Voltron. Full of Voltron.
So I presume you tell Chol, where you both got the amulets from in the circumstances there's about. All right, well, we'll keep those hidden. We know that Rick can use the amulet easy. Is there anyone else who can...
Oh, it's based off of strength.
Well, hell no. Give mine away.
I mean, I'm not weak, but I'm not Rick.
You'd likely be our best bet to hold on to it. We aren't...
What would happen if I tried to use 2 amulets at the same time?
Frankly, you just couldn't.
Alright. Yeah, no, I would expect that.
Yeah.
Well, I have the upper arm strength of a dead baby squirrel, so somebody else might want to take mine.
Oh, yeah, I'll hold on to this other then.
I've got a strength of 5, so...
All right, in the morning, we need to discuss somewhat what we're going to be doing. In this riot, well, obviously they know how bad things are. There likely are going to be some disappearances. We'll need to grab the people very quickly, have them go through, get some of their possessions, only the most expensive, of course, and then we'll have to start our march down to the city, I think. It'll still be several days away.
We're going to the shitty city? Is that what you said?
It's a very nice city, thank you very much.
Well, that's what everybody keeps calling it, the shitty city.
So, basically, if people start moving on carts and stuff in the morning, you think? Or, I mean, I think everyone's raring to leave at this point.
Pretty much. I think we're going to want to try to go even earlier than that, though. While we want them to grab some belongings, we don't want them to stop and think about things too much. So let's just have people grab what they can in their hands and go. If we can start having them gather up things tonight, that would probably be the best.
I mean, they don't think the Kruthik just invaded the city, so who knows?
Indeed, and I think it might be a good idea to help that notion go a bit further. Can you do those spells again? Guts?
Yeah. Would you like me to do them now, or would you like me to... Are you waiting specifically for something else?
No. We can do some now. Not here, mind you. But I think you should go out into the city and just make more of them. Let them think that this is an actual invasion. I can start some of the people heading on the way. We're going to be running out of food, likely, though. I don't think 3 people can grab as much food. They don't have much in the ways of food. As I've mentioned, what with the harvest, the sheep, and everything being gone. That's more of a problem for later on, but it will be
only
something...
a few days' journey. We can ration hunting and stuff, and wood food will be fine, but when they get to the city, we should have plenty of berries and stuff. It's only what? How long is it?
I mean, literally everyone knows good berries.
What?
Doesn't, everyone have good berries?
No, that's just druids.
Ah.
Yeah.
I thought... okay. No, that's right. We had fucking Tree Boy at the start. That's why I thought we had the good berries.
Yeah. But even then, how long is the journey? Like 3-4 days?
Yes.
No one's gonna stop
normally,
them.
we could make it in about 3 or 4 days, but with this many people, we frankly only go as fast as our slowest member.
It shouldn't be that bad, even if we can scavenge from ration what we can find and what we can loot. Probably have some of us maybe go find food. Tadpole, I'm sure you can round up some of the kobolds, maybe start gathering food and stuff.
I'll take a set of guards out and do one hunt before we leave in the morning then. Because I figured at least a couple of guards got to know how to use a bow, right?
Sure.
They just made a lot of them, supposedly.
Yeah.
Made a bunch of them. Nobody knows how to use them.
I want to grab some books from the library.
Well, that's the other thing. I suppose that now's the time to be going out and grabbing things for ourselves.
You're not opposed to us taking a loss, presumably, and maybe a few of the brighter orphans, are you?
What do you mean, taking them?
As a bit of a bonus. You know. Loss is a nice fellow. I like to have him around, maybe. You know what I mean?
We're
That's
not
quite
getting
tasty.
another pet, Adrian.
But
We have
why'd you-
enough pet characters.
I think Adrian's thinking about food, using them for food, right?
No, I just like the
What?
loss. I don't think he'd be that tasty.
Oh, you'd be surprised. A little bit of salt, let it cure for a
Goddamn,
couple weeks.
You and the
As-
goblin.
As much as I agree, we seem to have this thing where we have a lot of people and other creatures join on to our group. It's great, but at the same time, we can't keep doing it.
I'm just trying to think of some hands for walking around the company, expansion, you know? People do the day-to-day stuff.
That is a good point.
We gotta have employees. Like, we're trying to start a business here.
At the moment, I think not.
When we get to the city.
Well, I applaud your efforts. I think you might be looking too far ahead.
Fair enough. But definitely food and books.
Do I suspect where the innkeeper might have that he might have a stash of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you pretty much know where he keeps his money and all that, valuables. Of course,
Okay.
you already know where all the expensive booze and
Well,
spirits
that's
are
already in my
kept.
bag of holding.
Yeah, but most of it.
I follow Tadpole, and when I get a chance, I take whatever spices and other cooking supplies.
I'm
that he
assuming a
has.
lot is just sitting at the table drinking stuff slowly.
Like less of the actual food itself, because I know other people are grabbing the food. More of the specialized cooking gear, like
No.
spices.
Yeah,
Salt,
he's got to have
peppers.
food stuff. He's got to have cured hams and things like that, I would
Mhm.
imagine.
Yeah, and people won't be grabbing that stuff. They'll be grabbing meats and breads and ales.
So, just to clarify, so we're busting out of this taco stand here tonight, right?
The next day, at least.
Okay, so if we did a little 5-finger discount going on here tonight, people are not going to be running around looking for us over the next couple of weeks, and we're not going to be here. Just want to make sure.
I mean, they won't be either.
Yeah, they'll be with us.
Chol says, we'll be taking, this is too good of an opportunity. While of course we won't be getting everyone, we'll be taking as many people with us as are willing to go. So likely tonight there won't be anyone to stop you because, well, everyone's doing it. But tomorrow we're going to see about setting on our way.
Okay.
So have the fun you want to.
Well, I don't know of a nice soft mark I'd like to clear out. If anyone wants to come and help me.
You see this montage of the two small PCs saluting the town and getting drunk. See Adrian filing away books from the library. Presumably Guts and Zoosh hanging about and whatever Mufasa's doing.
I'd like to think that Zoosh is wanting to get in on the action as well. I mean,
Yeah, I would have imagined she would have been probably rioting along with me and Kerf.
I mean, Guts has been keeping her sort of close to home, as it were, and on the right path again, as it were. But I mean,
Trying to
she's
keep a
certainly
lid
one
on
to
her.
go out. Yeah, she wants
Being
to
the
make some...
protective big sister, holding
No.
her back. Hey, no, we can't climb that right now.
No, let's
I'll
go.
be the bad influence one then. I'm dragging Zush along with me and Tadpole.
So here's the point where we get to decide, if we'd like to spend the rest of the night looting or doing something else, and if so, what are we looking for? Now, I know that Janeon is sort of going out to the tavern looking for spirits and all that. Tadpole has something specific in mind, which I'm not quite sure what is at this point. But what about the other people? Are we all going, like, looting, or are we all sort of not?
Library, baby.
Okay, you want to grab as many, like, books and whatnot as you can.
Yep.
Rick, anything in particular you're sort of looking for, or?
You want to carry books, Rick, huh?
I don't really have anything in particular in mind. I might just go help Adrian carry books.
Okay. Guts and Zoosh.
Well, I'll ask her what she wants to do, and depending on what that is, I may or may not pull her to go to the library.
Just rip your head off and pretend the wall's attacking too.
So, of course, Zoosh is from a very different culture. So she, you know, is like, well, what would you like to do, Zoosh? And she sort of looks sheepish for a moment, and then sort of leans in. Let's kill and eat somebody.
I like Zoosh.
Oh, Zoosh is coming with us.
I'm
then.
gonna say let's not, but if you want, we can go and try and find something to eat, not somebody, something.
I'm already dragging Zoosh away with me and Tadpole.
Maybe this should be coming with me.
Let the three cannibals go off to eat people.
But it's not cannibals because we're not eating our own
Yes,
kind.
You're attacking humans. You're not you. Let's have the three monstrous races go off to their own.
It's the same
Thank
argument.
you.
It's the same argument. If a seagull eats chicken, it's cannibalism. If a dragonborn eats person, it's cannibalism.
But not a goblin
Yes.
or a kobold. We are allowed to eat whatever we want.
So,
And lizards won't.
Yeah, but me and Zush doing it, that's
No, Zoosh isn't dragonborn either. She's not part human.
She's an ancient tribal lizard folk.
Yeah, she's lizard folk. So she is also exempt from being cannibal.
Mind you, I would
But
like
doesn't
to,
mean
still
you get
humanoid
into the habit of eating people.
like to point out something specific. She has this.
Yes.
so if you're willing to take her, she most definitely will want to go.
Yeah, we'll
With
take her.
you. Hold on, my daughter's poking in again. Hey, what's up? You can talk.
How much more longer till your meeting is over?
Another
Come on,
hour,
Guts.
tops.
We can't make her morally ambiguous if you keep her sheltered.
Probably closer to 30 minutes.
I'm
I mean,
just saying,
I'm
maybe
all
it wouldn't be
for-
the best thing if she tries to eat people all the time.
Oh, not all the
She does-
time,
we
but
can play
she's
out.
like
She
Red.
doesn't
She's
do it
got to
all the
have nice
time.
fresh sometimes.
she doesn't do it all the time. This might be a nice, riot experience for her.
Plus, yeah, she's got cutting artisans, so she can make some javelins and stuff like that out of the bones.
Let's be honest,
Alright.
it's like
On
now
out.
like
Shut the door,
Janeon
please.
is not going to be doing something similar with his restaurant eventually.
Alright, so,
Yeah,
we
I
need-
am.
so like I said, she will want to go with the other more or less non-human people. Guts, will you make it a point to not let her go? I mean, I assume you're making a point to express your displeasure over it.
I'll let her go, but I'll kind of wag my finger at her and say, be careful, and try not to get into the habit of eating sentient beings. It's generally frowned upon.
No, it's not. Only by prudes.
It's frowned upon by a lot of people.
Not
Janeon,
in the city, though, to be fair.
Says the one who can't even.
I like how the undead
I'm just
abomination.
saying.
and the necromancer are the good morals.
She's very excited. She's very happy. She's thank you, and she reaches over and gives you a hug and is like, I'll only do it if they're delicious. I promise.
Now she's sounding like Reg.
Yeah, now she sounds like Reg.
Come on, Zush, let's go get some fresh.
That's my sis.
Okay, so you all are doing on that. And Tadpole, what is the specific thing that you were looking for? Was it just... Well, you go ahead.
Threefold. I want to loot any treasures that he might have stashed away.
Mm-hmm.
Loot any foodstuffs of interest, and kill the bastard that's been abusing me for the last 20 years. Actually,
Okay.
I'm only 6 years old, so last year and a half.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Okay, so...
And the body that's been devoured by some sort of monster might help with the attack idea.
Well,
Just saying.
So I guess the first thing I need to do is kill the innkeeper if he's alone.
he would be. You know, it's not super unreasonable to think that he would snap out. And since he happens to be one of the people of the most influence in the city, he'd see about protecting his own interests rather than going out and looting and getting more. He's already got it.
Seeing the preeminent hostility in Tadpole as we're going, and because you can see murder before it happens.
Well, here's the thing, Tadpole, are you telling people what you're up to, or are you just out on your own?
Well, I would not mind letting a couple of my cohorts in crime. No.
Yeah, well,
Anybody wants to tag along?
Well, we're coming, obviously, me and Zosh. I was just going to ask, because obviously you said it's a backstory. Hey, Tadpole. Obviously, there's more than looting planned now. I can see it in your stature. Is this a personal thing, or would you want help?
Oh no, well, it is personal, but I'm always open to having the numbers in my favor.
Okay.
But it tags along. I mean, I know where the foodstuffs are at. I know where he keeps some of his treasure. And besides, we'll be doing the city a favor by ridding it of such a vile creature as him.
I'm just happy for the fight, and I mean, some of his meats and dishes were quite good, so he's got to have some good cooking supplies back there.
Oh, he does.
So yes, I follow Tadpole and bring Zush along.
Okay. And Rick, do you go with as well, or?
Yeah, Rick, you coming with the bookkeeper, or you coming to eat people?
No, I'll just go with Adrian.
Okay.
Guts, are you coming with me, or?
Yeah, I'll come help you carry books.
I think what's Guts doing? Guts, you're not talking, I can't hear you.
Guts was
Sorry,
gone.
I forgot
Guts
I was
is back
muted.
now.
There you go. What are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go and look around, see it kind of looting, but not like stuff that would be missed, more like food and maybe like what are they called? Give me a
You don't
second.
want to come with me, Guts? I mean, women power. Come on.
What are you doing, Tadpole?
What's that?
What are you doing?
Oh, we're just going to get some food.
I'm down. Yeah, I'll come.
All right.
And Zeus turns to you. Are you sure? You changed your mind so quickly. You just told me no a moment ago.
Remember, they're going to eat.
Well, just because whatever you're gonna eat is different than what I'm gonna eat. I'm just saying I may not necessarily approve of the method of getting said food, but I would also like to tag along for supervision. So your big sister's coming along to watch.
All right.
Oh yeah, the word I was looking for is I'd also like to look for textiles.
Gotcha. You could probably find stuff like that towards the unburnt section of the market, but a lot of that would likely have been burnt in the fire.
Understandable.
So you make your way over to King Gontar's cellar, and you see Peter, the tavern owner there, and he happens to be talking with 3 familiar faces.
The 3 nemesis, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ruh-roh, I should have come.
Oh yeah, my hand's already flexing on my boomerangs.
It's actually kind of lucky I'm not right there now. I kind of came outside for a smoke, so I'm away.
Who else is there? Janion's there.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't quite remember. And you get in, and you do this sort of cartoony stare at each other and double take kind of thing. And then we all roll for initiative.
Can I play Zoosh?
How about yes? Yeah, you're not
Yay.
here.
How about yes?
Oh no! I forgot to select my token. Because I couldn't select it.
Or selected and added it.
Why can you not select your token?
You just ain't click it.
No, I just dragged a new one on if you want to delete the one you put on.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
But it means
Maybe
I'm
that
gonna.
token's out
I'm not going to get my 18 again or 17. Yeah. It's still not terrible.
Oh my gosh.
So is it 18 is your AC? 13 plus dex. 16 2, I assume. Yeah, that works out. That's nice.
Okay. Everybody's on there. So we all know what's going to happen. They know it, and you know it. Toll happens to go first. He pulls out a longbow, and he takes a... wait, which Janeon is you? You're the top Janeon? Takes a shot at Janeon. Hits you for 10. Guts, it is your turn.
Alright, so I am going to move a bit closer.
If you want to clamber over the tables, I'm not going to make like acrobatics checks or anything like that, but it takes an extra 5 movement space.
Probably on my next turn. What I'm gonna do is...
Ooh. Flip the tables?
Sorry, just looking at range.
How does Thunderwave work with objects?
Mm-hmm.
Looking it up.
I would think it sort of scatters. Maybe even
By any
destroys.
chance, are any of them wearing armor?
Wooden
I
thing.
got it. I got it.
Let's see. Like, I assume you're looking for metal armor.
Yes, sir.
Silly is?
You put the names up there, you have no names.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just saying, Guts, those tables be pushed 10 feet from you if you Thunderwave
Whoops.
to them. Just saying.
That's a good idea. I'd probably go to the next one of these tables. I'll ping them in a minute, but I'd like to see if any of them. Alright. So I will wave my hand up, point at Silly, and that's such a silly name. and cast heat metal.
Okay. Oof.
Gives a disadvantage on all of a ship.
So that is
That's
2d8. All right. Janeon, your turn. You there?
Sorry, I must have muted instead of unmuting. I'm gonna start with my first attack, throwing my boomerang at Sully.
15 is a hit.
Sweet. And then
Oh, that was the wrong person. Whoops.
Remember, this is difficult terrain here.
Yeah, adds an extra 5 to your movement. Like I said, I'm not doing rolling for acrobatics or anything.
So you'd be able to
That's
make
fine.
it here with full movement.
in that case, I
Here,
will.
if you use 5 feet to get to it. Oh, here-ish, basically.
Nah, I'll move there instead. Just because if they're gonna target me or anything, I'll be away from the group.
Zoosh.
How heavy are these tables?
They're pretty solid tables.
How heavy is this table?
Much less solid.
So I'm gonna go over here. Just gonna flip this table.
Okay. Like these ones are like picnic benches. You know, the bench is attached to the table.
Would it be easy to flip, or
No.
yeah, that's my point. Should I flip the table pointing towards there so they have cover?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a round box.
Okay. So this table is flipped now. We'll just
That kind of.
sort of, yeah. Let's see. Silly.
I'm just trying to get cover.
Mm-hmm.
Might be half, I'm assuming, at this point.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that.
Okay, plus 2 AC, but in Dex advantage.
Well, she is going to move 5, 10, 15, and then hold an action, because that's about all she can move. Orion. Is going to move up to about here and target Guts with a shocking, an Eldritch blast as well.
So many warlocks, so little time.
Yeah, that'll hit. Not that bad.
But not very hard. Tadpole.
Okay, I was just checking. Okay, so I am going to go over here, right about there, just out of each of their melee range. And, oh, you're so strong and mighty, and I'm so scared. Oh, grovel, cower, and beg. Everybody has advantage on these 3.
Mm-hmm.
This one, and this one. And then I'm going to move back under the table. That should be the extent of I've got a 50 movement.
Okay.
And there's grovel, cower, and beg if you want to see it. Until the end of my next turn, everybody has advantage on those 3. And I am under the table.
All right. Peter, it's his turn. Peter is not a fighter. He's going to back away. Toll. Toll is going to cast Healing Word on Silly. At level 2. Ugh.
Oof.
Me and the ones, huh?
I mean, we're not complaining.
And we'll get 5 hit points back. Guts, it's your turn.
What does the say?
If I wanted to use my Pipes of Haunting, would that be used as an action or a bonus action?
I think it'll say on the item, but
Yeah, so I was saying it's this second line. Use an action to play them and expend 1 charge.
yeah.
It's 30 feet, and you have to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, or else become frightened for 1 minute. Okay, so for my bonus action, I would like to...
If you want to get tall, you have to move forward 5 feet, though.
I would like to try and, redo the damage from the heat metal on Silly.
Mm-hmm.
I think is another 1d8, or is it a 2d8?
It's
2d8. 2d8, yeah.
And she has disadvantage on attacks already.
Well, if it's against one of the people that I did, it would be normal then. Because she has advantage on those 3.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Silly attacks with disadvantage from heat metal.
Oh,
And
silly.
ability.
And then I would like to raise my Pipes of Haunting to my, I would say, lips, but they're not, to start playing a very haunting tune. I don't know, maybe a very haunting rendition of Country Roads.
What you do is rip your mask off. You rip your mask off,
Very minor key.
and you play this song. Hold on, I got this song.
The one question I have is, how do you do that without lungs?
Magic.
You gotta rip your fake disguise off and just
That's
start
the
playing.
scary part.
Yeah, and then it just starts playing spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah, Spooky Scary Skeletons. That's the song. That's the song.
Yeah,
It's like, I do have lungs. They're not
Party.
my lungs, but they're...
They're not mine, but they're someone's. I need to really think of like a repertoire list of like songs I can pull from.
Skeleton-based song list.
Yeah.
I'm just
Dude,
looking up skeleton
Dude,
songs.
with the sick.
Almost Halloween could be one of them.
There you go.
Obviously Old Town Road and Country Roads.
Here's a
That's
song.
3.
This is...
Because those are heavily skeleton-based songs.
I'm just saying we gotta carry on with that.
Yes.
What about
So
any of
These
the...
guys,
Country and spoopy.
country and spooky.
So you do play
Any
your
of
pipes?
the dirt ring?
Yes.
Okay. And it's within 30 feet, so both Orion and Silly.
All 3 of them.
Ooh, all 3. Yeah. Alright, Janeon, it is your turn.
They have to make saves,
Yeah.
though, right?
Oh, it's
The
a
mate.
save for it?
DC 15. Wisdom.
Okay. First, Silly.
Okay, I got your spooky, scary skeletons. I got your megalovania.
Megalovania would be a great one.
Orion. And Toll.
That works. So Silly has disadvantage from heat battle. The other 2 have disadvantage from being frightened. That works perfectly.
And then until Tadpole's next turn, you guys all have advantage.
Yeah. Now Janeon is you. What colors are 2 evenly close. I'm gonna change my color to like purple.
I'm going to pull out the bow that Tadpole gave me
Mm-hmm.
and move to there, and then take a shot at Toll.
Okay. That's a hit.
Sweet. Oh, but yeah, that's right. I can take 2 attacks per turn. I'll take 2 shots at him then.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's also a hit.
18 damage.
Zoosh.
Wait, so this is that's 15. That's 25 now. She's too far. I should have popped up over the cover, and she's going to throw a javelin.
Okay.
She's going to throw it at Sally
Okay.
for 4 damage.
Way past bloodied.
Okay, cool. And then she's gonna just stay behind her cover. She is hunting.
Okay. Silly is going to move forward and attack you, Guts. When she does it, her her longsword sort of blazes with this green flame, and she attacks you.
Eldritch Knight.
I'm gonna fucking take that. That'll hit.
So you take
that's
9.
So guys, don't forget Bone Trial Soul if you don't get that yet.
Let's see. Orion's turn. He is going to target Guts again with a... Well...
He is spooked.
He is going to Misty Step behind Guts.
He can't,
Why can't he?
because he's spooked.
It's 30. That's right, he
can't
is
move
spooked. He's
closer.
frightened.
He's spooked.
I think he was one back anyway.
Can we just say the green flame bay burns off the mask Guts is wearing? It's just a skeleton staring back at them now.
Yeah. they can see my face, and I took it off.
All right, well, he's just going to Eldritch Blast Guts. And Hope and Pray.
Damn. They've been doing all right. Fuck.
It's an all right hit. Tadpole, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to go. Because I have a 50 movement, I should be able to do this. Take my guy just around, and come to my big fat bar tavern owner. Not so fast, fatty.
All right.
And attack. And I have advantage because the end of my turn for my grovel, core, and beg. So I am going to use my short sword. And I also get... Yes?
That's a hit, and that puts him down.
Jesus.
A fighter he was not.
Okay. Well, at that point, I don't have any movement left. Yeah, so there's not much I can do. I'm going to... Yeah, that's fine. I'll just stare him in his eyes as the light leaves his pupils.
And leave it does.
Yeah, we get this perfect excuse for killing it. It was walking with the people that burned the city down.
We're going to try with Toll another heal on Silly and hope it goes a little bit better.
Either that, or maybe those 3 killed the bartender.
Again, using it as a higher level.
True enough.
And getting a little bit more healing out of it. Guts, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna consume one of my healing potions and also, once again, do the return of...
Yes.
Fuck, what is it? The returning damage on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Ah,
Ow! Ow!
Ones have passed on to a new host. Damn.
Fuck.
The fire
Alright,
doesn't burn
clearly
her
you're
anymore.
cached there.
She's used to it. All right, Janeon, your turn.
I will.
Listen, there's a number.
Will that? I'm sure that won't count as moving through the table, surely.
Nah, you're good.
Alright, so in that case, move there and do another attack, or double attack with the short bow at
Against
Toll.
Toll.
Yeah.
First one hits.
Sweet.
And it is enough to put him down.
Fine.
Zoosh.
Zoosh is going
Oh, if
to
the-
see.
If
No,
the
go
first
ahead.
one hits, can the second one be aimed at Aura?
We can. It wouldn't hit anyway.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference.
Zoosh is going to move in like this motion. Is that good enough to like be around the table step so she can get close? Otherwise, she can just back up, I guess, go that way and still go there like that.
Yeah, either way you can get there.
Okay, she is going to wail on the person attacking her big sister.
You the squishy one.
Release the bees!
So this and Hungry Jaws.
Naughty bees. Naughty and naughty and bass wasps get put in the bee sphere.
Oh,
Wait, Janeon, did you have advantage for the coward?
that was
No, that ended-
No, because
That
Tadpole.
ended at the last of my turn. That
Okay.
ended my
Yeah.
turn.
those
I was
times, though.
thinking if anything it might have been from the being frightened, but I'm not sure if that gives advantage or not. I think
Oh,
it's
wow.
disadvantage on certain things.
yeah, I think it just gives them disadvantage.
Where was it posted?
The frightened gives them disadvantage, not us. We don't
Yeah.
get anyone, they just can't attack. Bite. The only thing that hits is the bite. Holy shit.
She
5
hungry.
damage.
Yeah, she bites her. And it is Silly's turn. And Silly, again, more of the same. The green flame. But misses.
Good.
Does the 3 fire damage?
I believe it does.
Yeah. I was going to say, because that feels more like an area effect, because it doesn't say on hit.
Yeah, that hits people next to them.
Yep.
So everyone takes 3.
Yep.
I want that fucking sword.
No, that's a cantrip.
Not a sword, yeah, it's a... Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she's a fucking Eldritch warrior. Eldritch.
Orion, gosh, doing more of the same. Gonna try to take down this evil skeleton person.
And he misses.
Misses with that one. Tadpole.
Okay. Well, I'm going to run back up over here and attack with my short sword. And I have advantage because of pack tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And I should do my sneak attack. And then I'm going to do a kick with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to spend 1 key point and do Fury of Blows for another kick with advantage. And then laugh.
Well, that's enough to take him down. Or, excuse me, her down. Orion at this point sort of drops his quarterstaff and puts his hands up in the air. I give up! I give up!
Can I just pincushion him?
Yeah.
I just want to pincushion.
Zeus is gonna eat him.
I pincushion him.
Yeah, pretty much.
And going in for the neck. Phew.
So we managed to kill him without much trouble, as he is indeed giving up and begging and pleading for mercy.
Mercy not granted.
Burn half the city down. Fuck
Merciful
you.
death.
I don't know. He got pincushioned and then nommed on. I like to think he
At
felt
least it was fine.
So
They killed a defenseless old lady.
with the 4 people dead, Zeus goes, "All right, well, let's dig in."
All right.
Yeah, Guts, you might want to leave. I might actually take this to get some finer cuts.
Can I go to the kitchen and like find actual food?
Sure, without any problems whatsoever.
Remember,
I'm
we
gonna-
need actual food too.
Let's loot the bodies here.
Okay.
Yes, loot
whoops,
and then butcher.
closed all their sheets. Hold on.
And then I also want to see if I can know where he keeps his stash.
Zeus asks you, Tadpole, if you prefer a club or a shield or some darts or something from the Fat Man.
All right, so
Well, let's see what he has on him.
would somebody like to write these things down? Because, you know,
I
they
got it.
have...
Party loot to go.
Okay,
Yep.
there is a scholar's pack. There is quilted armor, a quarterstaff, component pouch, 2 daggers, short bow, water skin. You know, pretty typical adventuring gear. There is a set of chainmail, a longsword, a shield, 2 hand axes, other things that would be important: 50 foot of rope, 10 rations. There's a quality short sword, an herbalism kit, longbow, 20 arrows, shield, and a holy symbol.
What is
What
a
was-
quality short
Yeah.
sword? What does that mean?
A nice one.
Is it a +1 one?
It is
Like-
particularly. It doesn't get pluses out of it, but it's particularly ornate.
What was between Scholar's Kit and 2 daggers?
Well, I'm gonna restock my arrows out of them, and then
I don't think
Grim.
I bought the cart with Moria. I left it outside though.
Do
there
they
was
have
we
any
could-
gold on them?
quilted
We would
armor,
probably take it.
a quarterstaff, and a component pouch between the scholar's pack and the daggers.
Okay.
There's a total of. Hold on, I gotta actually math this one out, because for whatever reason I didn't math it out before. Uh, 150 gold between the 3 of them.
Okay.
If you're going through and you're looting the tavern as a whole, through your journeys you wind up finding another 430 gold.
Okay.
Okay, it's all in the loot.
Do I know if he keeps anything like a lockbox for other things besides gold?
You would. There is a lockbox full of gems as well that you get.
Okay.
The value of which is not quite certain.
That's fine. I'm gonna. Do I find that? Am I with other people?
If you make an effort to do it by yourself, you could probably do it by yourself. You could probably sneak away for whatever as we're doing the looting and grab it while you're...
All right. Well, I'm going to take the lockbox, put half the gems in my bag of holding, and keep the other half in the lockbox, and go out to the group and show them what I found.
This is sharing.
Okay. So you keep 7, you share 7.
Okay.
Diamonds are a gill.
There's 7 in the box still?
7 in the box still. All right.
And then I guess to the storeroom, grab any cured hams or anything else like that.
Sure, we can grab food if we wish. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to say it's the equivalent of rations, because much easier to pull out like that. If we want to grab everything, we can get 50 days worth of rations.
For how many people?
I mean, let's...
50 rations.
Yeah, 50
rations.
One ration equals 1 day usually.
Okay.
That's like traveling eating, stuff like that. That's not living a life of luxury eating.
Does
But,
my group know
what
that
about,
I have
like-
a bag of holding?
Yeah, we know.
Yes,
Yeah,
we've seen it
You've given it
before.
to Guts to hide in her stomach.
That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up and say, let's throw everything in here.
I've got Moria's card outside as well.
But like the quarterstaff, the other weapons, armor, things that are a little more bulky.
Any specialized spices or cooking utensils or anything?
Yes, we can just put it as spices.
I'm going to grab my favorite frying pan from the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, improvised weapon that does 1d6 damage and makes people covered in soot.
So while everyone, or most of you, have been looting, of course Zush has been eating. And she's been taking bits and pieces and all that, and she's also been crafting some.
Yeah.
Taking, again, bits and pieces. She doesn't quite have enough time to finish things, but she will be working on it later. She's got a very ecstatic look on her face, and as we all... Go ahead.
Oh, no, you finish first.
And as we all start to gather up later with the fruits of our labor, she looks up and nods, blood covering her jaws. Now let's burn it all.
Before that, though, while she's just kind of like, because I assume she's just kind of, ferally eating and just chewing on arms and stuff like that, I start like showing her how to actually butcher and properly flay flesh off and everything like that, pointing out that she can get better cuts and make better meals if she does this.
She watches what you're doing. She's a big lump of meat girl.
Oh yeah, I figure, but Janeon's still, got to try and refine it a little bit. I mean, he's here checking livers and seeing if they're good enough to take and stuff like that. Like, he's getting fine cuts.
What are the chances that I could find a loaves of bread in the kitchen?
Very high.
100%.
Yeah.
Alright, I would like to take a lot of loaves of bread and try and bite one or eat it on the way out. Just have a giant stack of loaves in my one arm and then a loaf in the other arm while I'm trying to eat it, and it's just going down my front.
All right. It's the action of eating that's, comforting.
It's really upsetting that skeletons don't eat just by putting things in their chest cavity.
I'm just saying, loaves of bread, even being undead or being dead is not going to take away my love of bread.
Very fair.
You're all killing these people, eating people. You just say me and Rick fighting an old lady off at a bookstore for the good shit.
Yeah.
No one would be at the library.
I'm free to browse the Dewey Decimal System organization of this library.
But the question before that is, do we do it Zoosh once, and do we attempt to set the place on fire?
Please, God, don't.
Sure.
Yes.
No, that's the middle of the city.
I'm gonna just actually put the stop on them and say no. I think that's a little too suspicious.
But we could say they did it.
She does have a pretty good
But
point. I
that's
mean,
middle of
even
the
if they're disemboweled.
Out of character. Middle of the city, everyone's busy, tired, or passed out drunk or from rioting. Who's gonna stop the fire?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, well, do you see anyone who could stop that fire? I mean, it probably would be a good idea to not set the fire while we're in it, while we're in here, like in the city.
Fine.
You
I
set
mean,
the
so
fire
far
after
be it
we
for the
leave.
DM to give advice, but do you need to stop the fire?
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Like, we're leaving in the morning. The sooner the better, if anything.
You have the
Well,
walls.
set it before we leave, if you're gonna do it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm leaving.
If the walls.
There is also the fact that, yeah, Tadpole's got history here, so that's why I was even asking if she wanted to take Peter out by herself.
Yeah, no, I'm a happy little kobold. Things are good. Let's light her up. Is there any other alcohol left worth taking? Because I cleaned up a lot of the stuff before.
There is cheaper stuff. There's not a lot of the real expensive things.
Okay.
Gotta say, this has turned into one of the more horrific steps of the journey so far.
It's been very dark.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you have a chaotic evil kobold with you, I'm sure.
No.
Oh,
no.
trust me, before the chaotic evil kobold turned up, we were very, very finely towing the line.
Like, what is your alignment even?
Literally just said chaotic evil. If you're talking about me, I'm chaotic neutral.
Yeah,
It's
no.
probably like neutral. I'm like neutral good or chaotic neutral. I'm just neutral. Rick is probably just chaotic neutral or neutral. And maybe good. Who knows? Just a
But
barbarian sense of honor.
At the end of the day, alignment is very dynamic, and if the DM decides that we're an evil party, oh look, we have holy warriors chasing us.
I mean, it's good for the city. It's bad for the people that aren't from the city.
We have totally already killed a person holding a holy symbol, so who's to say they're not already after?
They could
No, it
all-
doesn't
Bad
matter.
for
We'll
the-
be on another
bad for
plane
the
of
DM.
existence. Different gods to deal with.
All right, so back over at the library, Rick and Adrian, you're pretty much only limited by the volume of stuff that you can carry. So without a ton of going through it, because, I mean, there's not a lot of in the way of magical stuff here. Right, well, I guess if you're, like, Tensor's floating disc you're looting, you could carry a lot more.
I want to take any bestiaries, any folklore, anything that I would know would be interesting to a collector back in this city for some money. Any best if there's like a best book section for like good reads, I'll just grab those two for the sake of.
Just like anything that looks like it could be worth money. So like anything that says first edition, maybe as well. Just any book that looks really old.
Okay,
Can I take an investigation check for the good stuff by chance?
go ahead.
+8, don't fail me.
I'd probably be having a look around. Would I give him advantage, or would I have a look myself?
Like 15 more minutes, 15 or 20.
You muted yourself, Graham, by the way. I'm
No,
assuming.
my kid came
Okay.
in real quick.
Tell him we're visiting the library,
Okay.
checking out books. This is a wholesome D&D game, thank you very much.
Weird. All right, Daddy's almost
Just
done.
the wizard, his best barbarian, teaching him how to read.
All right, we're going to say you
It,
managed.
I can't.
Does he give me advantage or?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we are like tensors floating disking this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, like, you know, if
Grab
we're
box,
doing that,
shovels.
we can pretty much grab everything. You know, which is pretty much like 50 books or so.
Okay. Any noteworthy books?
No, not particularly.
Like this is the bestiary and stuff, right?
Well, sure. I mean, you would have already had that in your possession.
Oh, I thought I'd return it. Oh,
Harry Potter.
Could you imagine robbing a library for a book that you never returned?
Guts, I just watched that video. The one you shared. This is Janeon right now.
All right.
I'm just saying.
So here's the last thing. Do we or don't we
That dude.
set the inn on fire?
I mean,
You
I think
broke it up. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry. Do we or don't we set the inn on fire
no.
as we are leaving?
I think it was a 3-1 vote to setting it on fire.
I mean, if majority rules.
Majority does rule. Because it's awesome.
All right.
Someone's gonna get bitch slapped. Whose idea?
The trolls gonna be pissed.
No,
People
point it,
buy
Zeus.
at least. I
Yeah,
guess.
point at Zeus.
If anyone asks,
I'm asked.
it was Toll with a firebolt. There wasn't any Eldritch Blasts.
I'm so asked.
So as we set this fire behind us, well, Zeus is just, first of all, extremely happy. We're not going to get into specifics of why.
I won't spoil it too much.
She's having a good time right now. The fire is set, and everyone is starting to congregate back towards the entrance of the city. This fire is more or less going unchecked with time. People are not pulling together in common spirit of brotherhood or anything like that. They're letting the area burn.
We back together.
We are back together now.
Hey, Guts, cast that major image now. Have it run around that part of the city so people are drawn to the gate. I'm gonna open the gate to make the dirt go away. See Discord, please. So are we able to scare people towards the gate?
Well, you know, they're sort of going between one of the two gates, and they're finding that one of the gates is blocked. So perhaps they're making it out of the other gate. Troll, of course, has moved outside the city at this point as he sees the fire beginning to burn up the city, and moves his group, of course, of the rat folk, and what citizens he has calmed down out of the city. And others are starting to do the same. And the people are pouring out of their flaming city.
Was it Toll again, guys? What happened?
You know what? I'm gonna come down here before leaving the city, and I'm just gonna set a random building on fire.
All right.
We're gonna flush all the rats out of the hole.
Okay.
Do it, to the side at least. People don't blame us. But they're pretty much coming, I'm assuming.
Are we going with that? If they don't have a city to live, they have to live at our city.
Pretty much.
Hey, Rick,
Seems like it's too late to stop.
Hey Rick, can you put one of those skeleton walls in the cart for me?
Oh, yeah. How far, how
Yeah,
far
that's-
can I move these
That's
walls?
something I'm going to test as well.
'cause-
I'm going to try and lead a
'cause
chunk with us.
now there's heaps of distraction. I'm going to test out as much as I can while I've still got this little bit of time of what I can
Let's
do.
presume it functions like the command spell follows a simple command, right?
Mm-hmm. I seemingly, and of course you're not going like miles or miles out because this is a thing that takes time, but it's not looking like there's a range from it. As long as you are within the distance of this section of the wall, it looks like you can control it.
Oh yeah, boy, we just inherited 2 pieces of living wall.
Somebody did.
I'm sorry, who's going to stop the goblin riding the living?
And this is pretty much where we are going to leave off this episode.
Yeah.
We've done a lot in this one.
Some good, not very much of it.
Not very
But
much
some
of it
of
good.
I got my revenge.
There was a lot of it.
We got revenge. We've started 2 fires. We put out a fire. We've killed a bunch of people, and we have robbed a bunch of people.
But more importantly, we saved the town.
So you should feel
More
real
importantly,
good
we
for
got a
yourself
meeting.
as a party, and probably real bad about yourself as a person.
Yeah.
All right, but
Now
thank
the-
you all.
Now the real shade's been.
We're gonna have to actually try and be nice next session to make up for it karma-wise.
Well, again, thanks to everyone for watching. We will be playing again on next Wednesday. Same bat station, same bat time. Till then, I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.
Take it easy.